everybody, welcome back. I am going to be doing some quick manipulation of cameras, and you're gonna, while we let our friends introduce themselves. So we're gonna start with uh, directly next to me on the overlay, the fabulous Brian. Can you introduce yourself to the glorious internet and share who you are playing today as we journey into Waterdeep?
Hi, I'm Brian, aka Urban Bohemian streamer and stuff. I It's been a long weekend. I don't know how to introduce myself. Today I'm going to be playing Sylvester, everyone's favorite bard, and has actually never been in Waterdeep before. Um, but yes, this should be fun and interesting, so long as there's some payment, or at the very least, like some clout or notoriety or something at the end of it. I don't know.
Yeah, there's something that's going to come out of it for you, I'm sure. I mean, there's some benefit. There's a lot of benefit. And
Just
then
the promise of benefit is all he needed to show up, honestly, so it's fine.
there's a promise of benefit. Wait, what is? Oh, that's a thing that I don't need to worry about. I'm sitting here thinking that I'm editing the camera, and I'm editing something else entirely. So, hey Dan. First of all, thank you for agreeing to do
Hey,
two of these and embracing the shenaniganry 2 days in a row.
thrilled to be here.
We appreciate
And
that.
you know what? And in exchange, thank you for letting me talk you into just playing the same character again on the second game, as I will be reprising my starring role as Katrik, the divine soul sorcerer Kenku, who was last seen fleeing the fleeing Baldur's Gate with what he thought was Vecna directly on his trail.
Mm-hmm.
He's not convinced that the reason Vecna is now here is him. He doesn't know how much longer he has. He knows he needs more cash. He ran out of cash in Waterdeep, and as an adventurer do, he's here to see what we can do to get a little bit more money and see how much further he can go.
How much further he can run away from Vecna.
Vecna.
And
Mhm, mhm. Solid plan. I like my chances.
solid plan. You like your chances. It's fair. It's fair. Directly under Dan on the overlay is the fabulous PB. It's been all of what, 2 weeks since I've seen you. I'm sorry. It's been a while.
It's been absolutely forever. Honestly, I didn't know if I was going to make it much longer without communicating with you. But hi, I'm PB, and today I'm going to be playing Banadana Baraba, a gnome fighter. And I'm very much looking forward to experiencing the Waterdeep, which PB's never been to. Banadana Baraba may have been. So
I'm sure it will be fine. I'm sure there isn't going to be any issues with that whatsoever. No problems, no concerns, right? Like, no notes. But and then last but never least on this channel, hey Mandy, it's been a while since I've seen you too.
Hello again. It's been so long. Hi everyone. I am Mandy. I go by LadyLuck34 on the internet, and today I'm going to be playing Momo, who is a Tabaxi arcane trickster. And no, fine, only chaos. There is only chaos here. And I have definitely built this character to both be slightly helpful, but also for nonsense. Uh, and she is very much she's just here for maybe a reason. We'll see.
Maybe a reason is a kind of important like response to a lot of things that go on in this current incarnation of the Forgotten Realms. Faerun is experiencing some things, but that's not your problem because you are all part of the outreach program that the Temple of Torm is kind of embraced. Like, it's kind of this beginnings of what they're, community outreach and community sponsored addressing of problems, right? There's these large level earth shattering issues like Vecna being released on the plane of existence. That's what all those great upper level heroes are going to deal with, right? Like, that's a Drist weirding problem. But that still doesn't address the fact that there are, ongoing issues of, some farmer has a, an infestation of zombie hands. Like, Dwistweirden is not going to touch the infestation of zombie hands. Brian's face is like, what?
Why only the hands? Like, why only the hands?
No one's addressed it yet. But
Can we tame them?
I see you. I see your reference. But you have those kind of issues, the anthropomorphized, somebody cursed a cow and it's now an anthropomorphized cow that wanders around stealing peg legs. Not a Dwistweirden problem. Not a Dwistweirden problem. But so the Temple of Torm has outreached to a bunch of these lower level adventurers and said, basically, hi, we're going to kind of sponsor you. If you take these low level issues, we will, the start of every adventure, each adventurer is going to get 3 standard healing potions direct from the temple. You can keep them if you don't use them, all you, and you keep any of the spoils that you find. And if you find more than 100 gold, like maybe considering donating like 50 of it to the temple for running of this program, but any items, all you, keep any items you find. And also, they give you a little badge, a little tiny little like Torm badge. It is a good, usage of encouraging of things. It is not a get out of jail free card. It might be a get out of a speeding ticket card, right? Like, there's a difference there, right? Like, maybe the Flaming Fist and the various city guards will turn an eye at breaking and entering. They're not going to ignore public murder, right? Like, that level of benefit. And, it's kind of recognized. You can get a lot of benefits from the temple just by using it. But Waterdeep. Waterdeep is a city of issues. If Baldur's Gate is why Faerun can't have nice things, Waterdeep is the lie that says that they are the nice things that Faerun deserves. Not going to, they also believe that Mordenkainen and Elminster are the greatest things in the world. Also, I think every wizard that comes out of Waterdeep thinks he's the greatest, they are the greatest individual in the world. And it is this popping out of nowhere, this joy, except for, this temple of a bunch of dungeons to a mad mage in the basement, a big yawning portal to nowhere in the middle of a bar. A lot of these issues in this city. It's, whatever. But they do have a very large kind of general temple district where nominally every god is respected the same, theoretically. Not quite the same as, like, Baldur's Gate, where they let the inherently evil gods have public temples on the main square, but, anyone that's not that kind of gets a free space. And so Waterdeep does have one of these temples of Torm, and as we have currently established, the temples of Torm are all kind of on the same vein. It is a perfect sphere, just like the Parthenon in Rome. And it is open for the general space is very large, not quite opulent because Torm isn't really a god of opulence. I mean, he's really into justice and supporting people and a patron of a large number of paladins, but that's a thing. But they also have these radiating chapels, square radiating chapels off of all of them. And it's kind of been established that these adventurer-sponsored activities occur in one of these chapels that's at the 2 o'clock position of these big temples. And they're the one in Waterdeep shines a little awkwardly. If Gauntled Grim had invested in their temple and they had put like a combination alloy of adamantium and silverite on the doors, or mithril and silverite on the doors in Gauntled Grim, someone made the idea that perhaps everything in Waterdeep should be gilded. It's... You know how there's a saying...
Why?
You know how there's a saying that money don't buy class? It's an unfortunate reality of Waterdeep. That money don't buy class. Also, this many wizards around, you know it's just the level of, I need to make it shinier than anyone else so that my thing is bigger and shinier and draws more attention. Looking at you, Gale. You know, it's some vibe. So if you look into this side chapel, there is a very large desk, and seated behind it is a large orc woman dressed very finely for a priest, right? Like, there's that fine line of, like, this is really, really nice. And then there's this, how much of the collection plate is going on to those vestments? We're not quite into how much of the collection plate is going into those vestments, but definitely of the, oh, so we're talking like Armani, you know, styling the Pope level of nice. Kind of where we're going. And she has intricately curled her hair so that it falls in perfect ringlets in just kind of jet black, perfect balance that sits just, you know, just 2 or 3 inches below the shoulder. A look that you know that if she has to be magically assisted, because if she had walked outside, the humidity would have just caused that to frizz no matter what. Like, there is a level of, like, somebody tell me your secret, because I don't know. I don't know. There's no frizz. There's nothing going on. And she's got perfectly balanced a large, long scroll where she's making notations, and a large, bright blue feather quill that occasionally she'll write something with just a flourish. And kind of like, if nobody's there, side-eyed, like, why did no one clap for my wonderful performance there? Okay, fine, moving on. You know, not gonna do it if somebody's actually there. But we'll do it if there's no one else there. So I guess the question is, who walks in first?
I would say Bonadonna Bartable, a Waterdeep native, would definitely walk in first here. Bonadonna is a gnome, so, you know, on the shorter side, I would say. It comes in with that same kind of flourish where everything has to be, you know, you're always going to catch me on the right angle. Wearing chainmail that, in our world, imagine it being like anodized aluminum, but, you know, in the world of D&D, probably some wizard somewhere in Waterdeep was able to do something or other to make it a little flashier, less drab gray chainmail, and rather a little bit more spruced up light blue with, like, maybe if it catches the light in just the right way, it like shifts into like a pink. She comes in hair up because she is, you know, a professional here, so she's an adventurer and want to make sure that, you know, the hair doesn't get stuck in the chainmail because magic that can't solve everything. And on her back, you see on one side a shield that's definitely like a low tier adventurer shield, but, like, you know, she paid a little bit of extra gold for, so it looks a little nicer, maybe a little bit of gilding on the edges, you know. And then on the other side, a very large, I mean, large in comparison to her, warhammer. And she walks in, waiting for, like, the wind to blow in the right time, so her hair is up in a ponytail, but, like, you know, the little rivulet's still coming off the sides, gets a nice little coming by it, and she comes in and looks around to see if anybody else is in here, and just sees the cleric in the front, and she will go up and say, hi, I am Bonadonna Bartleball, but I'm sure you already knew that. I'm here for the job.
I believe it's going to require more than just you, but I think who walks in behind this figure? Well, our fine, priest is questioning life choices.
After Bonadonna enters Sylvester, who is a tall crystal gem dragonborn and normally wears somewhat stylish traveling clothes anyway, but since arriving and looking around, they've been constantly like tucking into the collar of their outfit and speaking to it because it's glamored, and they're constantly adding more like glitz because they somehow are underdressed for this city, which they were not quite expecting. And as they walk up behind Bonadonna, seeing like the wind and the light and perfect, like they're like just a little more, okay, yeah, a little more, okay, like how about a sash? So yeah, like Sylvester's walking in with a bit of a sash that has some like at the end of it, it kind of looks like the gilt ends of a page, and but he's not often taken off guard by the general fashion vibes of a city, but this has thrown him a little bit, and I'm here for the adventurer sponsored activity. Is this the right place?
Yes, I believe you're in the right place. It will definitely require some skills of your sort.
Do we get a clothing allowance? Because this is a lot.
You can file a request for recompensation for damages.
Okay.
You know. Purchases in advance are... We are a Temple of Torm.
I mean, worship's looking pretty good right now, is all I'm saying. Okay, I'm just like, it's looking really, really good.
Yes, we've been doing quite well recently.
So is are we it?
No, I believe there are a couple more who have decided to join you on your excursion this evening. Believe
And
that's
then
one of
the
them
door
there.
just randomly bashes open.
Yes, there they are.
And Momo stumbles in, tripping over nothing, because despite being a tabaxi and having probably what should theoretically, with the whole cat lord angle, better balance, 100% does not. So Momo's tabaxi with the look and feel of, or with the fur pattern of a serval, and wearing a combination of blue and purple fabrics kind of pulled together with some leather armor, has a couple weapons, a short bow and a rapier kind of strapped on, but also what looks like a stack of like 3 books or notebooks strapped together onto her belt, and is holding like a ball of water and trying to stick uh pieces of charcoal into it to turn into ink as she like stumbles in and just ends up tripping and splashing it all onto the floor.
And as you do so, the orc woman sighs, shakes her head, and just gestures for prestidigitation to clean it off. No. Hello, Momo.
Hi, sorry about that. Just needed some more ink. Also holding like just a calligraphy brush in one hand. But thank you. Appreciate cleaning up. I'll get better at that. Are we ready? Hi, everyone.
No, I believe there's one more according to my list, and she pulls this large, again, ostentatious for anyone, but slightly even more ostentatious for a Temple of Torm, quill, and starts gesturing. I believe that's him now.
And there's the click of claws sort of on the floor for a moment before a distinctive looking Kenku head kind of like peeks around the corner, along with the tip of a long staff, the tip of which is on fire and currently showing what appears to be a fiery little egg, just kind of floating right at the top there. This, for those of you who've seen a Kenku before in character, this does not look like the typical one. Kenkus are usually dark feathered. This one, his feathers are actually sort of a pale gold, so stands out. He's got some charisma to him, or at least he would if he wasn't currently sort of cowering, hunched over. He's coming in. You hear him muttering to himself, going, "Easiest money I'd ever made. That's what I saw." And then he looks up. He sees the room is full. He immediately digs in his pockets with one clawed hand and pulls out a singed-looking the little tag that they give us, a little adventurer plaque they give us. He never gave us back. He fled town immediately. So he's got one that's looking a little singed.
Yeah, you get to keep those, so you can take them to any town, and
Good, exactly. So that's exactly it. So his is looking a little singed. He's like, "Is this the place? The place is it's all round, so it's so easy to get turned
yes,
around."
it is. Come in. I appreciate all of you very much. So,
is it rats? Please tell me it's just rats this time.
No, it's a small problem. Armor. That's all.
Oh,
The zombie heads?
No, see, you are aware of the Warriors Monument, are you not? City of the Dead. Absolutely wonderful place. Still needs some work, I think. Yes, of course. You aren't all from Waterdeep. City of the Dead is the, both on one hand, graveyard for the city, but on the other hand, it's the largest public park there is. Many people embrace the use of public space. It's very artistically designed. I've known of 6 different weddings and have personally attended 4 different proposals that have occurred on the picnic grounds at the City of the Dead. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful mausoleums, plenty of space to play, not a lot of problems during the daylight hours. And usually the general city guard just kind of tells people not to bother with the evening. The random necromancer will pull some dead body or whatever and be on their way in the middle of the night. However, there has been a slight problem where the Warriors Monument is... somebody's dumping armor of the bodies that they're taking for whatever necromantic purpose they're going on to on the Warriors Monument. And it's just classless in so many ways. I mean, honestly, if you're going to take the purpose of repurposing these individuals for who knows what, you should at least allow them to keep the armor they were buried in. Personally, at least that's my opinion.
Is it good armor?
Well, it's decent full plate armor, I'm assuming. Quite a few of them have some status.
Is there some sort of tagging system? Like, can't it be returned to the family of the dead person who got risen?
It gets a little complicated because some of it isn't. I mean, it's a couple hundred years. Can you really understand at a couple hundred years old when the paint wears off and you're not 100% sure of who the heraldry of so-and-so was? And so many of these are paladins that have been serviced to various temples, and their armor now belongs to the temple, of course.
So is it the temple's fault that there appears to be this massively unlicensed and disorganized necromantic activity going on?
No, unfortunately, that belongs to the government of the city.
Ugh.
Can't they just come
Good
claim
luck.
their armor?
They're deceased.
Well, I meant the temples.
will know, because of course they're not, again, these are people who've been buried for a long period of time, and obviously no longer have distinctive markings on their armor anymore. It's just generic kind of plate armor. The only reason we're aware of just who it is, probably assuming that it's paladins. You can't be 100% sure, but it probably is likely the paladins, because realistically, the knights that get buried with their armor are very ostentatious. Those ones are all, you know, not just gilded, but like embossed and enameled. I mean, and she will go on to describe what, if you have been to the New York Metropolitan Museum of Art and been to the armor exhibit in the Met, the acid designs that are engraved and hand carved into the tournament armor of these individuals that ended up in the Met, for a variety of reasons. By the way, if you thought the Italians were the worst, no, the answer is still the Germans, because the Italians go all out on the embellishments, but at least they're mostly designed to be functional. The Germans add things that are not functional to their tournament armor for some absurd reason. Like 16th century tournament armor, they have pointed pauldrons that point up and kind of towards the head of the individual who's wearing it. No.
Seems risky. Well, Momo's gonna hold up their calligraphy brush and be like, we can solve this by just writing different temples on the armors, and they can come claim the ones we tell are theirs.
Yes, of course, but that still doesn't deal with the problem of who's dumping random armor on the warrior's monument.
Alternative plan, the city could melt them down and then use them for the gilding. I saw there was some really nice design going on in one of the other wards. I noticed it wasn't all the way here yet, everywhere.
There has to be some restraint for the temples. And you can just see on this orc's face this, like, I wish I was allowed to be more ostentatious, but I'm not, because I am technically a member of a church dedicated to Torm. But, and it's like, it's a very simple thing. We just want you to find out who's dumping the armor and let us know. We can deal with the armor after the fact. It's who's dumping it that's the problem.
Katrika's been kind of standing there very, very still as the problem has been described, as he was be hoping for rats and not undead again. And so he finally kind of, peeps on excuse me, quick question. I'm usually not a big fan of necromancy. I'm more about, I will reclaim the sky for my people. Anyway, I've recently, due to recent events, discovered a small, a curious interest in some of the details of necromancy, mostly for so I can stay safe while traveling. And it seems to me, sir, you described paladins, lots of would now I'm no expert in necromancy, but would there be a specific purpose or benefit to just getting lots of paladin corpses if you were a necromancer? Just like, are they like strawberries or oranges, and you make different juices with them? I worry. I have concerns, sir.
Well, to be fair and honest, I'm not 100% sure. The likelihood of raising actually dedicated paladins who are sworn to a god decreases, because if you're sworn to a god is not going to allow you to be reanimated after you've been dedicated in their service, unless of course it's continued the service, your service with them. And most of the paladins are all, laid to rest by the clerics of Kelemvor, and Kelemvor is, there's a pause, not fond of the undead, might be the best way to phrase it.
Okay, good. So even if there was a very powerful necromancer, say somebody like Vecna, for example, I'm not saying it would be, but if it if somebody like that was to do something, it wouldn't be. You know what? Maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Zombies, you say, right? Armor. We can if it's dead things, we can burn those.
No, I don't really
And then you
care about
nod
what other
slowly.
Of course, I'm not aware of exactly what they're doing with the undead bodies. I know what they're doing with the armor. We want them to stop dumping the armor on the warrior's monument. All you have to do is stop who is ever dumping the armor. That's all.
Okay, I like that better.
Question.
Yes,
Momo holds up her tail. Question.
Mhm.
You said you want to know who it is, and that's all we have to do. But then you told us you want us to stop them. So do we just need to discover the culprit and inform you, or would you like us to also confront the culprit?
Can't we just give them a ticket? Like,
So here's
like
the
a
answer.
citation?
Possibly, if that's what it is. Here's the answer. If you manage to know who it is and bring it to my attention, then you've solved your problem and your basics are taken care of the same way they always were. If, however, you go above and beyond, and she kind of like looks at her nails, who are absolutely gorgeous, and if you look down, there's just like a little bit of subtle. It's like well maintained, well shaped, well done, perfect. But then you see that it's just that perfectly angled cut French manicure that is well done. It's like if you happen to manage to deal with a problem in addition to letting me know about it, there might be an additional monetary reward from the various temples whose paladins have been so horribly disturbed.
Do like the sound of additional monetary reward.
And I mean, if we're already going to be there, might as well deal with the issue.
Might we? Must we? Is that I mean, we could just like give them a name. Honestly, it seems like this is
And
easy to ask.
Bonadonna looks at, like, gives you, like, a hard look, like, up and down and up, looking at your outfit, like, you could use the extra money.
Sylvester has pointedly noticed how well everyone is attempting to look in here, the Orc Priest and Bonadonna, but their facial expressions and reactions have given absolutely no one the satisfaction of acknowledging how good they look. Like you can feel without any emotion that he is actually contemptually unimpressed by the both of you.
Probably true. That is entirely
Okay,
fair.
So surveillance, I assume this has to happen at night because of course it does.
I'm sure that you can begin during the daytime, but considering that they're finding the remains of the armor in the morning when they're coming in to clean up after the fact, I would believe there's some sort of nocturnal aspect that must be engaged with.
Has anyone cleaned up the is there at least have they moved away the other armor or have they just left it there?
No, they've been cleaning it up as they go, so there's now a stockpile that we all have to sort through. Isn't that a joy? That's not your problem.
Well,
Okay.
no
I
time
do
like the
I like
present.
when things aren't my problem. So let's focus on what our problem actually is.
Were the terms of like what we would be paid already laid out in our summonings?
Yes, it's the standard. The temple has set this up so it is the standard way it works. So what they do is they hire you to go and deal. They basically say, if you take this job, when any job that we give you, it's the same pay. It's the same pay every time. Each character gets 3 standard healing potions. You are always allowed to keep anything you don't use. If you make any money you find and any items that you find, you are allowed to keep. If you find more than an additional 100 gold, the church requests that you donate 50 total so that they can continue to fund this work, right? Like it's 50 gold is basically the standard rate for 3 healing potions for an individual. So they're not expecting you to pay 50 gold per person, just one of you throw in for a little bit. But anything else you find you can keep and or sell. And sometimes they also, you know, if you have additional needs, like say for example you're in Icewind Dale and you need transportation, they might know a guy and be able to give you a good recommendation and get you a negotiation for a sled dog team, right? They will, you know, if you any food or drink that you want to have while you're in the temple, fair game. You can go to any one of the temples and eat and drink for free. You can always also crash at any one of the temples if you needed to, because fair, but it's not really pay so much as, you know.
Yeah.
There's a
And
fine
do
line
we,
between what the
just-
church can. It's like the church can't really pay you.
Okay, okay. Just wanted to double check considering the potential additional gold. Okay. Mo was like, all right. I got what I need. Y'all ready?
Sounds like a stakeout.
Let's head out.
Sure.
So you're going to head out to the City of the Dead from the Temple District. It is. Where's my map? Like I said, it is quote unquote City of the Dead is much more like a cross between Central Park and New Orleans monuments, you know, mausoleums, right? So the big, massive noble families will have these big, massive mausoleums that they will invest in paying for a wizard to come out and sue all of these magical seals and wards. So, you know, a necromancer doesn't steal their family member's body. Unfortunately, if you are not that wealthy, you're just stuck with whatever happens when somebody gets buried. And so, you know, and the spell plague has been a pain, right? Like, the spell plague has been a problem for everybody. More so for this because it just kind of, like, encourages things to happen. And then the Warriors Monument is a massive, literally the tallest structure in the City of the Dead. It is 60 feet tall. And it's a statue depicting a large number of a group of warriors in circular formation, 3 men and 2 women, striking down hordes of enemies that were falling backward and outward from their circle. And it's also like a waterfall. It's big. They've updated it to include a guy coming down from above on a griffin. Like, it's that fine line between ostentatious and tacky. And if it was any smaller, it would be fully tacky. But because it's so big, you can't see it. Go for it. Say it.
I'm sorry. A notable fact of the fountain is like the wounds of them gush water. That's just tacky. Like, there's no ostentatiousness about this.
The fact that they made such a large monument is what makes it on the ostentatious side.
Yes, exactly. If it was any smaller, it would be full-on tacky. But because it's so big, you can't see all of the details in person up close, right? Because it's 60 feet tall, you'd have to get up close. And so that kind of lessens it just enough to make it ostentatious and not tacky. I'm glad you
Oh my
know exactly
God.
what I was talking about, Brian.
I know a little something about Waterdeep. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and the griffin is attacking and spearing a knight of Merkel. Like, it's fighting. Like, what? Okay. It was, magically altered to do so, by the way. But yes, have an enjoyment. Go enjoy the City of the Dead. But boop, 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 boop. Zoop. And you should be, hold on, I need to fix your tokens, because right now you shouldn't be able to see anything because there's a fog of war up, but in about 30 seconds you will be. And can I just need Mandy to claim. Here, I'll do it for you. Oh no. Oh no.
As we stand there, I'll look over at Katrick, and I'll be like, "It's a real wonder, isn't it?" Pointing at the ostentatious fountain.
Katrick, who by the way, his little staff and the little fire egg that he had before, by this point during our travel, has slowly hatched and now has like a little baby bird inside the little half-cracked fire egg. Anybody who knows anything about magic in the group will know this is just a simple control fire cantrip that he just kind of has going on all the time. But little detail about him. And he's kind of had a 1,000-yard stare after his little outburst in the office, where he asks just random questions for no reason at all, and don't worry about it. He's really been kind of quiet throughout that, and as Bonadonna kind of approaches him, he startles, like, "What? Where are they? I mean, yeah, it's real big."
So.
And that's where, like, then he just, like, again, kind of goes like the 1,000-yard stare again.
So first things first, I have a very important question. Please remind me, y'all, of, because I don't always remember, does your character have dark vision?
That's a
No,
good
but I am
question.
always carrying a torch, basically, so.
This is true.
Yes.
You are carrying a torch.
Yes,
Okay.
Momo
so
does.
Bonadonna
means-
also does.
That means that, well, hold on. We've got Sylvester, we've got Belladonna, and Dan, you have a character on here, so I'm just going to assume that that is your character, and then the random so the random name that isn't correct is, Mandy. Okay, so Belladonna has dark...
I didn't realize that's me. Yep, sorry.
Yep.
I started making a new one because I didn't realize that was supposed to be me.
Yeah, it's okay. Belladonna, you have standard dark vision?
Yep, I will.
Yes.
I'll rename mine.
Okay.
60 feet.
60 feet. Okay. There we go.
I said yes very confidently. I don't remember what standard is in
It's 60 feet, yeah.
It's
60.
60 feet. Oh wait, hold on. I don't want you to do that. I don't want it to. Hold on. There we go.
It's okay.
All good.
You can see 60 feet in front of you. It's fine. Sylvester does not have dark vision. Correct.
Correct.
Mandy does have dark vision.
Yeah.
And standard 60 feet, correct?
Yes.
And then Ketrick does not have dark vision, but does
Nope.
have
A torch,
a torch.
or whatever that gives me.
You emit light.
Yes.
There you go. So, you can see what you see based on your character's position as you enter from the City of the Dead through one of the large gates at the northwest corner. And there's a large mausoleum to your southwest, and the warrior monument is towards the front in front of you. I am just, made my life easier and put a giant figure of a statue of a knight there. I didn't get into trying to put in like 6 different people fighting over with a griffin. I felt that was a lot for what that monument is. somebody somewhere needs to make an artistic rendering so I know exactly what this is supposed to look like. Because it's one of those things, even in, what is it? It's not depicted visually in any of the books. It's just described. And I'm like, I want somebody to tell, like, how is this, like, how much magic is used in this to support this structure? Because I'm betting a whole lot. Right? Like, just in general.
Let's just say if someone disenchanted it, you better not be standing near the statue.
Yeah, it
Would
would not
probably
be a good day
be
to
my bet.
schedule a wedding that day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or a proposal.
Oh, definitely not that.
But as Keitra kind of like, startles and then goes back to their 1,000-year stare. I'll look at you oddly, but that's not my specialty. So I'll look over to I'll settle on over to a Momo. Though with like a healthy distance after the whole ink incident. It just, just for safety, this did cost a lot. And I from experience, I know that ink is hard to get out of anything, even with magical help. And as I walk over, I'll be like, so do you have any ideas as to what we might find here?
No, I haven't visited this part of the City of the Dead yet. I stuck more to some of the, some of the mausoleums and the artistic renderings and things when I was doing my exploration with calligraphy. And it's just like, but I bet you we can learn something from the armor. We just need to, like, there has to be something there. There has to be. Assuming there's more armor. If it has, I don't know how quickly they clear it out. Is it like daily they come in and clear out like the stacks of old armor, or?
It has been a problem, at least, at least one or two a day that they've had to clean out. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wait, people like are necromancing even during the day?
Well, no, it's one of those, the city kind of reacts at the level of like, nope, the city gates are closed, we closed the City of the Dead, the gates are closed, the guards just kind of shoo away the general commoners, and anything that happens during the night is a nighttime problem, and then they come in the morning and clean it up.
Okay.
Just straight up, that's not
That's an
not my
after-dark
issue.
problem. That's not a daytime problem. That's like a night problem. That's somebody
I'm on a
else handled
daytime
that.
shift.
Like,
That's nighttime.
It's
The
night
nighttime
crew.
shift
I'm not a
always
night
dropping
crew.
the ball.
And it really, look, like, canonically, they just close the gates and just discourage people from entering, and they have like, oh yeah, we have a necromancy problem in there, we don't care.
It's not
just
even
like,
locked. Like, it's just here.
I'm just
This is-
imagining like falling asleep in a tree or something and then waking up in the middle of the night and going, what's happening?
This is just
Just
necromancer
random.
bait. This is like necromancer apprentice grounds, for goodness sakes. It's just like, come on.
yep,
Clearly where everybody goes for Necromancer 101.
I
Like,
mean, right?
yes. What is the actual?
It's surprising they still have bodies to get, honestly, at this point.
as we're sitting here talking about, it's just like, if I know any of you when we're old, like if we still know each other, please remind me to put into my will and to like tee up the services to ensure my body cannot be reanimated. Just making a note for all of us.
Yeah, so here's the thing. They also have a large number of problem with overcrowding. So to get around that,
Shocking.
a bunch of mages just decided to put portals from tombs and mausoleums to uninhabited demi-planes of various types where they just shove the dead. And then the City of the Dead is the only area in Waterdeep where the establishment of places to worship is forbidden. So you can't actually have blessed and holy ground in this graveyard of the City of the Dead.
I was like, maybe think of another location for your body to lay.
I mean,
Waterdeep's great and all, but like this maybe not. Maybe it's
I
not
really
just
feel
not the place.
cremation might solve a lot of these problems. I mean,
Yeah,
fan of
that
that one.
honestly, great solution.
Yeah.
Write that one into the will. I think
also,
that would be
there's
better.
like an entire ocean. Like, maybe, like, have they thought about just, you know what? I feel like that's not important.
You know, sea necromancy might be a thing. I don't know. I don't know what the elementals
Yeah,
are
now
up
I'm
to
just
nowadays.
imagining
You know?
somebody like going out on
see,
the,
it would be necromancy at that point. Yeah.
Anyways, maybe we should look for some clues here.
yeah, like let's, I guess, look at what's immediately visible from where we are, like besides the monument itself. Like, is there anything? First question: would any of us, maybe just Momo, even know what's normal for this part of the City of the Dead to recognize if anything is out of place?
Anyone who's a native of Waterdeep could roll me a history check, which I believe is just Momo and Bonadonna.
Yeah,
I can do that.
History. Oh, I should actually like roll it. So
how did you
Did that
not
roll? I feel like that didn't roll.
It didn't roll. But a nat 20 from
Yeah, go for it.
for
You got
from,
this, Momo.
Momo. So here's the answer. You may ask me 5 questions. I will answer them honestly about what specific you're asking for, and if there are any details, you can ask for clarification. So
okay, so first question would be, obviously we know from the tee up that they've, like, armor has been dumped here.
Mhm.
But is there anything else beyond armor that would be out of place in this type of like monument area?
So basically anything really after dark shouldn't be around the monument, because it is
Okay.
a monument with a fountain, and it's very disconcerting to me because they don't actually tell you where the water goes. They just say it's a fountain and has a water feature. I'm assuming it's a cycling fountain. They're just recycling the water in some manner. But there isn't like a river through the there isn't like a natural occurring water source in the City of the Dead. But given the fact that a bunch of wizards have decided, well, we don't need to worry about planning for dead bodies, we're just going to dump them in demiplanes, it's entirely possible that they're just somebody made a portal to a water plane, the plane of elemental water, and it's now cycling through the fountain. But this area is not really around, like, there's a couple mausoleums on the outside of it, but the direct area around the monument itself, there isn't any mausoleums. There are a couple, like, park benches where people might sit during the day, or a couple arches for artistic influence, but nothing, there's not like any reason somebody would be here after night other than just the monument. It's there.
And then what, since it is daytime, what type of traffic does this part of the City of the Dead, like foot traffic, typically get? And is the number of people around currently consistent with that?
So as it is daytime, right? You all are in, well, it's getting closer to dark. So you see perfectly because you have perfect night vision on your character, and there's a bunch of people with lights around. Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. Sorry, baby.
It's fine. I remember enough about D&D to just type it out. It's okay.
Yeah, if any questions, we'll answer them for you. By the way, the players were gifted an advantage. You have one on the pool for reasons if you need one. You can donate. Everybody else can donate to help give them more advantages. I'm just saying, or you could give me one. You could give me one. Or you could give me crits. Or you can give me things to make it even worse. Like, some people have already made things worse for other people. I'm just saying.
This tracks.
This tracks. I will also say that there's always someone during the daytime going to the temple, like the monument, the Warriors Monument it's supposed to represent all of the people who may have died in defense of Waterdeep throughout history. So there's always someone who's trying to, feeling feelings for, when Waterdeep was almost sucked into Avernus, or, the Mad Mage kind of was sucking the city down into the Underdark. Lots of things go wrong in Waterdeep, so they've a lot of people who've died in defense of the city. Not enough wizards, honestly. Maybe they might learn from their own behavior. Look, tell me Mordenkainen doesn't deserve it.
Oh, snap.
DM's just going cutting words at everyone right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
tell me
and
then...
then
tell me Mordenkainen wouldn't have just rolled up, caused a giant problem, and watched as a whole bunch of other people died because of it.
100%.
Who among us has also not had an office job? I mean, come on.
Fair.
Okay, and then so I guess that tells us that everything looks normal currently, and that it would be within our expectations of what it would be during dead time. During dead time in the City of Dead. I mean daytime.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So then essentially based on like Momo's recollections of everything here, nothing's standing out as being unusual currently. Nothing is and sorry,
there's a Susie.
There's Susie.
Susie is important, and we need to
Hey, what you doing?
acknowledge. Exactly.
She's very much like, what are you doing right now? You all her nose is just like out of frame, but she's sitting here like, hey, hi, Mom.
It's okay. Susie's important.
And so, okay. Because I think like my first question was like, would we even notice? All right, so we have a baseline that everything kind of looks like it's supposed to. Nothing currently is like as a immediate red flag to somebody who's familiar with Waterdeep, City of the Dead, and the Monument.
Mm-hmm.
So then I guess like the next question is there anything that we can discern further? I say we. I'm speaking in the plural, everyone, just because that's what I do. You do not have to accept anything that I propose in plural as the action of your character. So having said that, like this was a history check. So now the next question is there anything that having dark vision, that being able to kind of like being on the lookout for something unusual would necessarily flag, or do I need to roll like investigation for that?
That would be an investigation. I mean, you can still ask questions about the history of the space, and you can bank those extra questions if you want and pull them out later if they might be necessary for you.
Yeah, unless y'all have any questions that you think are good to have right now, I'll save my other 3.
Yeah, I think it's good to save them as we look around.
When it comes to mine,
Have a little
immediately,
peruse.
Ooh.
Well, let's take a little bit of a peruse.
Mm-hmm. And we're here during the day, right?
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's the
What time
very
would you say it
effective day
is?
shift.
Like the end of the day.
Okay.
Okay.
So what you're saying is we're about to become the dead shift.
Hey.
Sunset, right? Beautiful time overlooking the water.
Golden hour. Let's go.
Yeah, perfect time for pictures. You have a bunch of the city guard, being like, all right, the City of the Dead is going to close in 5 minutes. Please make your way to the exits. City of the Dead will be closing to the public in the next 10 minutes. Please make your way to the various exits.
We have those flags set up so everybody gets to where they need to.
Unless you have permission from, oh god, who's the head of Waterdeep? It's the black staff.
Well, the black staff, yeah.
Unless you have written permission from the black staff, you cannot remain after dark in the City of the Dead. No necromantic rituals are permitted without permission from the black staff in the City of the Dead.
See, it's feeling like it's more of a suggestion and not an actual law.
No, it's
I'm not buying it.
Every city has its problems, and this is Waterdeep's. They try and make up with it with like the weddings and stuff.
Just like minor
Brings a lot of revenue.
minor necromantic problems.
look, their minor necromantic problems became a bigger necromantic problem when the spell plague meant that all of those demi-planes that they were dumping dead bodies into started collapsing. And
You
Again,
know,
I mean,
yeah,
I'm
this
not
is
an
happening,
urban
you know.
planner, so
I'm more live in the moment kind of person, you know?
These are solutions. These are solutions like that are in the now. These are present day solutions. These are not far ahead thinking solutions.
That's for the night shift, you know?
I'm starting to think we might be the night shift, actually, at this point.
Yeah.
When the guards are doing like their kind of pre-ushering, like are they taking any notice of us, or do our little badges like get us ignored?
you're kind of being ignored. It was like, you have a badge. You're here obviously on doing something for the temple. We acknowledge the fact that the temple is doing something, but, you know, there's this level of like, if they end up dead, it's not our fault.
Well, if we end up dead, we're in the perfect place.
Momo
Well-
like pulls a leaf out of one of the notebooks, pops up her calligraphy brush, and is just like, "If dead, please, please revive."
On a pouch of money.
And like pins it to like a strap somewhere on her, or like, please,
You might-
please reanimate. What's
you
most
may wanna
appropriate?
be a
Clearly,
little
there's
bit
a
more-
necromancer here.
Maybe a little more specific with what you mean by reanimation.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in this
Might-
city.
Yeah, that might. You know, we'll talk about it. Okay.
Workshop this.
We'll workshop it. Well, let's, I guess, get a good vantage point as the night goes down.
Yeah, I mean, if the armor is being left by this massive, like, did they give us an idea of like where, or just like all around the Warriors Monument is where they find the armor?
At like the base of the Warriors Monument, right? The monument is 60 feet tall. It's at like the base, around the fountain edge. So kind of like near the giant statue.
Okay, then yeah, we should at least be looking there, and I guess watching for necromancers.
You know, best case scenario? Necromancers?
Oh, I don't like the way you said that, but okay.
I mean, mostly it'll be about keeping an ear out, I'm thinking. Armor's not quiet. Undead, well, they can be quiet, but
Like,
not usually good about carrying big chunks of metal quietly, so probably
are
hear
they
them coming.
animating and then like stripping down and then what? Like, I have so many questions that I don't want the answers to.
We're
I can
gonna get
imagine.
them.
In my vast experience with the undead, as the sun is going down, Katrick is kind of animating a little more, but it's clearly nervous energy. Like in my vast experience dealing with the undead and their masters, I find they tend to depend on their servants for just about everything. So, if they're stealing the armor for necromantic rituals, they're probably using the dead to carry them around. No self-respecting necromancer's going to be carrying plate armor on their own. I suppose the other necromancers would probably just point and laugh at them if they did. Point is, he says, as he kind of looks around with those literally beady, like bird eyes. Point is, expect company.
You can roll me a perception check then.
You know what? I will. He is actually looking around. Let me check here. So my perception bonus is not great. This is a straight wisdom roll for me. So roll 1d20, and is wisdom my no wisdom's no. It's actually, 12.
12.
Yeah.
The most of the sounds you can hear are kind of like the guards locking the other gates. They're not subtle about it, and they're not quiet about it. If you've ever worked retail in a mall, and had to listen to the closing of the full gates hitting, or had to do that when it's not like a Macy's or a big anchor store, the ones that shatter on the ground, and you're like, damn, you can hear that echoing all over the place. Picture that. We have, and
Nice.
now that is what is happening. You can also kind of hear just sounds of wildlife. The squirrels here are very well fed and have no fear of humans. Because people here violate the primary rule. It is the number one rule of cities, and it's been violated many, many times in this place. Don't feed the local wildlife. Don't feed the birds. Don't feed the rats. Don't feed the squirrels.
I think Momo would just be walking around like looking up at trees and the other adornments and things, and then like slowly getting closer to the monument, and just looking for either a good spot to hang out, a place that's like good visual lines, but is otherwise not getting too close to the monument because water feature.
Yes.
Tabaxi. But otherwise just kind of like browse and be like, oh, would that be a good spot for us to hang out? Would that be a good spot? You know, kind of being like, well, I guess we have to wait until something happens in the dark.
As you see, the
Yeah,
sun has
Bonadonna is
started
gonna
going.
look for like a solid little like shrub she could just like plop down in. There's not a lot of sneaking that can go on with me, you know? I not only shimmer in the sun, I shimmer, you know, audibly also.
It's just this little
I
tinkling
feel like the
sound.
trick will
Like,
probably be like behind a column there.
I mean, look, as a character that also shimmers, I get it. Yeah, I think because Katrick has the torch, Sylvester will probably like stick closest to them or behind them as we're losing the light.
So as the light goes down, the question becomes, how much do you actually see?
As everything on the map goes dark. Wow.
So some people still have lighting, right? Right? You can still see some things.
It's reversed. I suspect I'm getting like the radius of my torch is actually dark for me because I can see
Oh.
outside of it.
Okay, that's not supposed to be correct. Huh. Why did... Do you see, is it better now?
Yeah, no. Let me give it a quick refresh just to be sure it's not
Yeah, let
roll
me
20
give it a
being
quick
It's
weird. but-
entirely possible that it literally is just...
Roll
Yeah,
20 being
alright.
roll 20.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let me see. It's logging
I'm
me in
also-
now.
So what does the what do the
Yeah,
two
no,
people with
it's-
dark vision have?
Okay, there we go. So I've got a little bit of visibility like directly around me, and then like kind of like a big circle of dark, and then visibility outside that circle is what I'm seeing. up
Okay,
my
so
screen.
that's very weird.
Yeah, I see nothing around me and a dark rectangle.
Okay, can you see it all now?
Yes.
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 Okay, so let us try. If I do that, do you see, does a portion of this map go dark for you? This is the
At
one
the top,
problem.
it's dark. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is the one problem. The one problem with dynamic lighting. I can't.
You can't apply it by character.
Yeah, you have to do it manually. But more importantly, I, as the GM, can't see what you see. So I have
Oh.
to manually
Yeah.
apply it, and then because for me it only looks like like an opaque layer on the map, I can still see the whole map. So I'm like, how much of this can you see? Now there is a
Got
way
it.
around that, but it takes a lot of effort, and I didn't feel like doing it.
Fair.
Food.
You're fine.
It's all
So you are setting yourselves up. The light is getting darker. It is getting more heavy. I hear what I'm hearing though is some people wish to hide.
Yeah, I'm not outright hiding because I've got a torch, right? So there's only so much hiding I can do. So if anybody does want to hide, they probably don't want to be near me because I will be visible.
I would like to visually obscure myself to the best of my ability.
Mm-hmm.
If I can climb a tree or a pillar to like hang out on top and be looking down at stuff, then that's what I would do.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. You can even climb yourself up onto one of these arches. That's right here.
Perfect. Done.
So then can I get a stealth check from Bonadonna and Momo?
If that's the one that's called Stride. All right, I'll roll it. Although I do have disadvantage, so I will roll it twice. I am just a mess tonight, don't mind me.
Mm-hmm.
A 6.
I only rolled a 7, so we doing great right now. I have a +4 on that, and I rolled a 7.
Cool. Cool. And the other two are not attempting to hide, is what I'm hearing.
No.
They're a
Sylvester-
beacon of
I mean,
light.
Sylvester's tall, so like they might have tried to like find a pillar,
Mhm.
because yeah, like standing next to light, like they're also just reflecting it, so they're probably doing a pillar hide, but not a very good one. It's just
Yeah,
the more I
Trick is
get,
standing
the
there
further
with
I
a
get away
torch.
from light, the less I can see. So I'm kind of like, just nobody notice me, please.
Okay.
It's the
So-
first
He's
time
standing
he's
there
ever said
behind
that
a-
ever.
Yeah.
So you are hidden for the moment, or at least you believe you are. By the way, we are currently at $690. Thank you, Bude, for that wonderful donation. It will help a lot of people
Nice.
with the Fisher House Foundation. It provides care, housing, and support for veterans and their families while veterans or members of their family undergo treatment at VA hospitals and DoD hospitals around the country and around the world. We really appreciate it, and it means that I have to pull up a thing. I did math. I need, okay, so just going around the overlay, Brian is 1, Dan is 2, Mandy is 3, and PB is 4. To make my life easy. So, Mandy and Dan, I need you both to roll me D1000s.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Okay.
/R D1000. Okay. So, 894 and 649. Okay.
The amount of damage you take.
No, that would be too easy.
We instantly get reanimated as
It's a good thing you
By a
had that note. It's a
necromancer.
good thing you wrote that note.
Nah, if you take that much damage, you dead. That is a no revival dead. The only person
Well,
who
it works
might
out
bring you
either way.
back is Vecna, and, he may or may not, depending on his mood.
Mm.
Given the fact that he's, wandering around, checking on things, looking at
After me
life.
personally.
Cool. Who was that? Wait, it's Dan and Mandy. Cool. Making sure I have the right numbers. Oh, that's easy. Dan, you are stumbling, kind of hiding with your staff, but not really hiding because it's still lit up.
Right.
And you kind of trip over an item that's in the grass.
Oh boy.
Small, round, stoppered. And you find yourself a potion of greater healing.
Nice. Immediately quaff it down.
44 plus 4 is that what that one is.
Nice. Let me add it here. Potion,
And
potion of
then-
greater healer.
Mandy. Mandy. Doop. Ah, this actually kind of makes sense. In a interesting kind of way. I appreciate this. Mandy, as you climbed up onto the top of this pillar, and I think this is why you fail that stealth check, is like you climb up, but you're not expecting what's up there to be what you find. And you kind
Okay.
of rattle as there is a short sword that you kind of like knock, and kind of it knocks on the stone and the pillar as well as like the in the rattle. And as you do so, it kind of you see that it has a large starburst pattern, and it adds light. It's a little like shiny, like really really shiny.
Oh, it's glowing.
Is glowing. So
Cool. What's this?
You have a
Perfect.
Momo 100% does not think about it and picks it up.
Mm-hmm. It is a short sword version of Lightbringer, Lathander's holy weapon. It's a +1 bonus in short sword and damage. While it is the short sword glows as bright as a torch when its wielder commands. You can light it up. While glowing, it deals an extra 1d6 radiant damage to undead.
I feel like that would be very helpful for us now. So I was like,
Real convenient, yeah.
you're so shiny. I'm gonna pick you up and hook you onto my belt right now.
Yep. So like you have proficiency in short sword. That's the only thing I changed on it.
Or
Yep.
Let's go.
And there is a crit on the table for the party as well. So,
okay, so we have an advantage and a crit.
Mhm. Mhm.
Awesome.
But what are you doing as the night falls? Just settling in, just getting ready to wait?
Yeah.
Momo is slowly brushing her fur because she makes her calligraphy brushes out of her own fur.
You
So
know,
she's,
I was
like,
gonna
set up
ask
a
earlier.
whole kit, and it was just like brushing to get like some loose.
I mean, it makes sense. Go for it.
I mean, no judgment from Katrick. If he hasn't at least once used one of his own feathers as a quill, it's too convenient. So no judgment.
Definitely makes sense, I guess. And just settling in to wait? Is that the plan at the moment?
Yeah, we're on a
At the
stakeout.
first sign of something. Yeah.
Basically just sit, watch, and occasionally sneak a snack.
Snacking is important.
Try
Snacking
not to
is
die of boredom.
there's also that. But this is where we're gonna actually take the break for this session, so we can all stretch, bio, refresh, do all of those good things, and thank you all. We are currently at $690 of our $1,000 goal to support Fisher House. I really appreciate it, and we're doing such a good work. And even if you can't donate, which we understand, if you will share the link around and tweet it out, because that helps get more people to donate. I can also tell you, just because I like to share this information for everyone as periodically as we do, for the event for the Fisher House stream team, of which I am a member, the total team goal is $5,000, and we are at $3,588 of that $5,000 goal for the team. So we're moving and grooving, and we're making a lot of good things. Thank you again. We're going to take a short break, be right back, and see what they're going to find in the dark in the City of the Dead. Welcome to Waterdeep, everybody.
This is fine.
This is great.
All fine.
Welcome back, everyone. We hope you're refreshed, you stretched, you are hydrated, all of those good things. You did everything that you needed to do during the break, as we're going to dive back into the second half of this penultimate session for our 2-day stream to support Fisher House charities. Excuse me, Fisher House Foundation. Wow, I need to make sure I remember the actual terminology. And our fine adventurers who are looking A-class snazzy, by the way, because that is an important key to being in Waterdeep, is looking A-class snazzy, are staking out the Warriors Monument in the City of the Dead. For reasons. So can I get a perception check from everybody?
You can definitely get a check. I can't promise I'll perceive anything.
We're gonna try our best.
I perceive.
Well.
Right.
So
I get a 7.
So
Yeah.
Kittrick and Bonadonna are looking around but not seeing a whole lot. Momo has a shiny new sword and is not unaware but has a shiny new sword. But with a 19, Sylvester, you're going to notice a couple things. You notice, as the night falls, that there is a large number of statues that are part of, like, the Warriors Monument. And a couple of them start to move.
Okay.
And shift. Walking towards you. And your
yeah.
compatriots.
I'm reading a book. I got bored about an hour ago, and I'm reading a book now.
Classic.
I have my
stakeout
shield like in
problem.
front of me, so no one can see me reading. But that's what's actually happening.
Okay. I think Sylvester would, after noticing this, would then look around and realizing that probably the only person that they can easily see is Katrick. And
Oh, no. You can also see Bonadonna. They are not hidden.
that's true. But after the crack earlier, again, I don't want her to notice how easily I notice her. Because, we hold grudges in this house. But no,
It's entirely
we'll
fair.
probably talk to Katrick, especially with Katrick's, like, reaction to the whole undead situation we have going on. And use, like, a Dragonborn ability, Psionic Mind, to send a telepathic message to Katrick to say, the statues are moving. I didn't remember anything about the statues moving, so the statues are moving towards us.
That's around the moment that Katrick, who I'm going to say had just moments ago, kind of just thought to himself, I don't think anything's going to happen, and kind of turned around to lean against that column just for a moment, take the weight off his feet, therefore immediately moving the moment that missing the moment the statues are moving. He gets that little mental nudge and kind of jumps up in the air a little, takes it a moment to recognize, the equivalent of Sylvester's voice. He's just met these people. So was that initial moment of like, oh God, he's in my head, passes. He turns around, kind of looking around the pillar and I'm assuming sees the moving statue.
Yeah, if you now that they've moved closer and into like the kind of light of your staff, you can see them.
Cool.
And as they move closer, you can realize that they're shiny.
What kind of shiny?
Metallic.
Did the statues appear to be metallic before?
Technically, they're bronzed.
All right.
You know, okay.
It is the whole
And do
statue.
they-
The whole
do-
statue
you
is
got-
made
you
out of
got me
stone,
there.
but the figures are bronzed.
Do they seem to be moving like purposefully towards us, or are they just kind of like fanning out, or?
They kind of seem to be both fanning out and moving towards you. In the sense that
All right.
that obviously it's possible that they know that you're there, and they're moving
Right.
towards y'all because you are there, but also because hold on. There you go. You know.
Now, the reason I ask is because I'm making a small assumption, kind of as a spellcaster familiar with Arcane enough, is that if these is something like a golem, golems usually follow instructions. So that's why I'm curious, like, are we being attacked, or did the security just activate, and if we just kind of give it distance, we don't have to mess with this. That's the kind of call that he's trying to make.
You can make an Arcana check to make that assumption.
All right, cool. Yeah, definitely will. Let me see. My Arcana is not great. Cool. Roll 1d20, just straight up, no modifiers. That's a 7. I don't know what they're doing. But...
So you don't know specifically what they're doing, but you can rule out one thing, as they are close enough for you to see this. They don't have the full stilted movement of a golem.
Okay,
That's what I was afraid of.
cool.
They
this all
seem
goes. Oh,
golem is not. You would know that they are not a golem. What they are, you would have to find out more.
excellent. So this all goes through Katrik's head in a matter of seconds as he thinks maybe the golems immediately discards that. No idea what those are. I'm just gonna put some distance between them. I don't know if they're coming at us or what, and he's calling that out as a statement to everybody so they can hear, not really looking in anybody's direction. And then he's gonna just kind of move back a bit, and gauge their reaction.
So I'll let you do. You all have a response to Katrik's shout, and then I'm going to do what they're gonna do.
I startle from what I'm reading. It's really good. I would know I wrote it, so I put my a book away, and I stand up and readily grab my shield and my warhammer, and I look around and I see like the several now statues moving in our direction, and I look over and I'm just like, and I will start backing up, like shield at the ready, for whatever they do, but definitely backing up as far as I can.
Back it on up. Sylvester, what are you doing? As Katrik says, that's not normal.
Yeah, don't know what those are, but don't like it.
Yeah, none of this was mentioned in the briefing. So Sylvester is also backing up and changing his outfit to his more normal, like casual adventure-y thing. Although, because it's dark, because we're dark, we were trying to hide. It's still like a basic black. But yeah, he's moving back, and there's less gaudy, ostentatious like stuff from the city. It's just, I don't know if we have to fight or run, but either way, I can't be jingling when I do.
It's fair. It's fair. It's fair. And Momo.
Momo's first gonna be like, whoops, and roll up all of the like calligraphy pen supplies. It's a, one of those bags where it's like it's intended like fold it open and everything's there and you can fold it back. So folds everything back. It's still standing on the pillar, just looks down. How tall are these statues? Are they as tall as the pillar?
So if you look down, you can roll me a perception or an investigation, either one. But you also are not at disadvantage because you have dark vision.
All right, let's try you. Well,
Well,
not a 9.
it's not as tall as the pillar itself, but they're a good, 6.5 feet, 7 feet tall,
Okay. Okay.
within normal humanoid sizing.
Got it.
Oh, they keep moving. Oh,
Oh dear, oh dear, I have company.
The other thing that Momo's gonna do is gonna check the short sword that she
Yep.
accidentally stumbled upon and be like, "Are you glowing more right now?"
That's an interesting question. Interesting question. Here's a case where the mechanics and the lore cause problems.
My favorite.
Because according to the lore, I, as the GM, would say yes. According to the mechanics, I would, as the GM, would say no.
Well,
So here's what I'm going to do. Mandy, we're going to use Call of Cthulhu rules. High is bad, low is good. Roll me a D100 luck roll. And this is my go-to if I think that the rules are messed up because they didn't have a good enough editor.
I forget what you just said, but I rolled
Oh,
a
dear.
94.
Oh dear.
That's a bad.
I don't remember which one you said was good versus bad.
Reverse. Bad is high, good is low.
Well,
Well, and because I want to do this and I think it's fun, it's glowing but not the same color.
Oh.
do any of you know how to lifts up the sword towards the others and back? Like, do any of you know how to interpret this?
The dance? Are you dancing right now?
What
What
color
are you?
is it?
It's green. Like a very insipid
Is this
kind
a
of
rave?
poisonous. No, even better.
It's just
It is a glow stick
Just the glow
green.
Oh my.
Like, I imagine Momo is doing like the like left shark, right shark, like in the onesie dance, but just like holding a short sword that's glowing a neon like glow stick green.
See, I love the fact that Mandy would not. Mandy is just that perfect to make me almost do a spit take, but she didn't do it intentionally.
It's like, no, this is exactly what I would do. Cool. Well, I don't even know what to do now. I'm like,
It's glowing green, and your friends are getting up close and personal with some.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And are these?
So once they get up close and personal to you, you can definitely see Sylvester, because I'm still going to use that perception check from earlier where Sylvester had the best perception. Sylvester, they're very metallic, but there's no stone involved in them at all. They literally just look like armor that's walking towards you and glowing slightly.
Do they appear? Because I wasn't really. I mean, Sylvester wasn't really paying attention to a whole lot of things until just now. Do they appear like they're armed or they're just walking armor?
They look kind of just like walking armor.
And were they moving with an element of like grace or was it a lurch?
This is where, again, we get into the lore and the mechanics. Some didn't think about this. I would because you can hear them moving. You can hear the plates grinding on each other,
yeah.
right? The plates of the armor grinding on each other, but they're not jerky like zombies. and they're not Gollum like lack of coordination, right? Like there is a level. They have
So we'll say determined, like determined forward movement.
determined forward movement.
Okay.
Angry determined forward movement would be a good way to add to that.
Okay, that's
Because you know
worse.
how,
They're angry.
because you know how you can tell somebody, particularly somebody wearing heels, has an angry stride.
Yeah.
I figure this kind of level of you hear the grinding of of not the gears but the plates of the armor, right? Like the plate armor and the greaves and everything on the boots would equally be as angry and determined as they walk.
Oh goodness, they are threatening. I think at this point Sylvester is very much full verbal and very loud. Like they're threatening, but they're not attacking. Run? Anyone? Ideas?
Question.
Yep.
I would like to use one of my 3 remaining earlier history check questions. What is the level of care and or deterioration of these statues?
So the armor is clean, well cared for, lack of deterioration, shiny. It looks out of fashion. It looks historic.
Okay. Is the one hanging out by my pillar doing anything?
Oh, he's getting up close and personal to you, so he could reach out and touch you.
And to
Is my pillar
clarify-
high enough for that? Like, am I within arm's reach?
No, but
Oh,
barely. Like it's like
Where's her tail?
yeah. Where's your tail?
I definitely like curled it around myself in comfort.
And these were more like, as opposed to like statues wearing armor, these sort of just look like armor that is moving.
If you look, because it's in your face now, right? Like these are all within melee range of you all now.
Uh-huh.
There's no face.
No, I
It's just the helm
Okay, because, alright, so...
with a slight like glowing tinge to it. Like Sylvester, you can roll me an Arcana check, because right, you are.
I probably suck at that, but...
I'm trying to remember
I'm
what-
an arcane trickster. Would that give me?
An 11. And an 11 will tell you. You kind of know what these are, Sylvester. So, these are animated armor. But the thing about animated armor is they're armor that's been infused. Like, this is where we get into that question of a lot of the lore. It is the empty shell of an armor that is also kind of possessed by a vengeful spirit of a fallen knight. So,
Yeah, this is, I mean...
is it technically undead? But according to mechanics-wise, I'm going to tell you this. According to the lore, it's a spew of armor that's been either intentionally or unintentionally made to be possessed by a fallen dead knight. Mechanics-wise, it's a construct, right? So, like...
It's a yes and a no. Yeah,
Exactly.
no.
It's like... somebody didn't think that
You
through.
know, honestly, when it's bearing down on me, the actual specifics are far less important.
True. Fair.
I'll be real. Okay. Oh, I guess the only other... You said they were within melee range.
Mhm.
Are they... You know, again, are basically are any hands starting to be thrown?
Well, hands are starting to be risen.
That's okay. You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then I think after all the rambling, like Sylvester is just like no faces, animated armor, run or fight, whatever, and
Yeah.
and that's probably like all. Like he's yelling and as it's approaching, it's just a bit of a dance. Like if it comes, he will back away, but not make any sudden moves to run away.
Yeah, Katrick is doing basically that same thing. Like as they come, he's like moving back, kind of like trying to keep pace, and kind of like in a free action. He pulls out the little identifying tag, like his last attempt to make sure this isn't just We trip the security. He's like pulling out the tab. We're supposed to be here. We're on your side. To see if that has any effect. After that, he'll probably start to defend himself because he didn't.
So
not
you
about to
pull
let
out
these guys hit me.
you pull out the tag of Torm that survived a fire and possibly may have been in contact with certain other things. Just saying.
Look, man, I've got 2 suits of animated armor within melee range, and I'm real squishy. All right, I'm not thinking clear.
Yep, it's okay. He doesn't like that. Is an
Cool.
11 hit you?
It might actually. Let me see.
Oh,
What's my armor
no.
class? I'm real squishy. I told you. No, my armor class is 12.
Cool.
Yee.
You've got the other one
Let's
though.
go.
The other one, however,
Is a
wow,
nat one.
nat 1.
It nat one.
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh wait,
given that I
they
did
have
this,
they have multi-attack.
oh boy. Well, once
Oh,
that's all,
hate that.
I'd like to react to them. That one definitely hits. 15 definitely hits.
And a 20 hits.
Oh well, at least it's not a nat 20.
No,
But-
it's just dirty 20s. And it's only 5 points of bludgeoning damage for each one.
Hooray!
so-
I can. All right, cool. Yeah, it takes me about halfway down.
That's only.
Anyway, cool. Given that they've officially begun hostilities, I would like to counterattack.
Oh, feel free.
Um,
Go right ahead. They
Yes,
are now
yes.
in.
Cool. I've got one combo that's worked out for me before, and I'm gonna pull it off again. Spend a sorcery point, cast Guiding Bolt, twin spell, 1 Guiding Bolt to each of these 2 guys that are
You're in
melee
melee
with
range.
me. Yes. Oh wait, no. I've got a better spell for this. I've got Burning Hands. Yeah, that's what it's for. I forgot. They are in
I was
melee
like,
range and
you're in melee range. You.
No, you're right. Yes, and I was about to say. Anyway, yes, Burning Hands. Burning Hands. I do have Burning Hands, which is better. Well, not less damage, but it will probably hit. Let me pull it up real quick. Where's my spells? There we go. Burning Hands. Burning Hands. Burning Hands. What are these? Okay, specs for that. So I cast it. Cone of Searing Flame shoots from my fingertips. Any creature in the area of the flames takes 1d4 points of pyro damage per caster level. So 4d4. Does that have a?
It's a dex
save?
save, I believe, right?
Yeah, dex save for half damage. Yeah. So,
So,
let me roll
What?
44.
Well, no. Let me. Yeah. So dex save.
Mhm.
Okay. They are not very dexterous, though.
Cool. All right. Rolling.
One of them
One of
rolled a 15. I'm
Alright,
thinking
let's
that
see
beats
how
your
much
spell save
damage.
DC.
Yeah. My spell save DC is 12. All right.
So one
any
failed,
damage
one
is-
saved.
That's 11. Technically, I'm gonna reroll that one because I have the elemental adept fire,
Yeah.
which for fire spells I can reroll. So just roll 1d4. So
12.
6, 10, 12 points. Yeah.
So 12. So one takes 6 and the other takes the full 11. Cool. Now you get to roll initiative, and if you would please click your token when you do so, then it will add you to the turn order. So if you
I'll
click on your
try.
token, if you if you just take the arrow and click on the token and then roll initiative, it'll add it to the return order.
Why is it so broken for me?
That sure was something.
Ooh. Who has a
I'm just gonna roll.
I can also
plus-
add you, don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, it's barely
Oh,
matter. Just
no.
put me there at the end. Just
Andy and
toss
I
me
can
in at the
goof around
very
over
end.
Bonadonna and then Katrick.
it's just
And
kinda
so,
We
there,
want to
you know?
go right now. Like Momo and Sylvester are like, let's go.
Sylvester has the higher dex, so they're going first. But Bonadonna is 11. Katrick is 4. Let's see what our animated armor gets. Cause they can do something in theory. Oh, a 13. That's Okay,
just
I'm
like
just going
that.
to have them all go at the same time just because it's
Everybody just
easier to
like
keep
that.
track of, if that's okay with everybody here.
Yep.
Do 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 do. All right, Sylvester, you have a friend. He's shiny like you.
I do. I don't like this kind of shiny.
That's
And
fair.
knowing a little bit more about what they are, not full mage, but like, he's read enough stories. Sylvester's gonna look at the one, directly, like the one closest to them, and then squint and look at the one that is, closer to Katrix. So those two.
Yes, so these
and
two right
cast-
here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And cast Thunderwave, because I'd get out of my face. Back it up. Just back it up. So let's see here. That is a con save DC 13
Mm-hmm.
for them. It's like a cube of force that. Whoosh.
Fun question.
Yeah.
As I roll for one and then the other, one saves, one doesn't. I'm gonna say the one closer to Katrick saves just because it makes, like sense. The one closest to you doesn't and is. How far does Thunderwave go? And is it gonna hit Katrick?
No, I did the ruler, so he is technically
It's safe.
20 right now, 20 feet token wise. So yeah, no, it was like though
Sincerely appreciate
he's gonna
that.
feel like there's gonna feel a lot of like motion past the feathers.
It's just
so
brushing
let's see
right
here.
past the tip of the beak, yeah?
So yeah, the one that did not save. Let's see here. Can I do this from this? I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's. Wow, that was a crappy roll. Takes 3 damage. The other
No,
one
it
takes
didn't
1
roll
damage.
right.
Oh, did not? 2D. Wait.
So
Yeah,
it rolled 3 plus 0 for your.
that should have been. Yeah, 2D8. It's not.
Okay, so 2d8, but why is the 0 there?
I don't know why there's a plus. There's no plus anything. Yeah. Is it?
Because
Yeah, roll the.
Thunderwave doesn't add your spell modifier. So it's
Correct.
just the 2d8, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 3. That was very weird.
Yeah.
I was like, why is it doing that?
And the one that does not save is pushed back 10 feet away, and the one that does save takes half that, so like 1 damage, and isn't pushed away. But since the thing is, I would say since I was aiming towards the one that's close to Katrick, I feel like there might be a little bit of a smash and bash between these two armors. Because that
Roll
was the
me-
direction it was pointed.
Roll me an Arcana, and I will let you. 10 or above,
Come on,
10
baby,
or
come on,
above,
baby.
and you can have it directed exactly as you want without being what is it, a control wizard.
Oh, come on. All right,
So you
that'll be-
push it, and it just glances off the other. Like they're both over there
That's
now.
fine. Like that's So yeah, and I think with that, look at the map again. Okay, yeah, immediate-ish area is kind of safe because I know Bonadonna can handle things, but because Bonadonna's Katrick looks so squishy though.
Very squishy.
So yeah, yeah. Sylvester like kind of starts humming a note, and you like little glowing tendrils come from his mouth, and it gets louder, and clear, like this lovely tone in your ears and in Katrick's mind, and you have bardic inspiration, so you get a d6.
Oh. Thank you.
Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Not now. A little worried for all of us, but no, I think I'm good for now.
Momo.
All right. I had a lot of thoughts about what I was going to do here, y'all. I want you to know that ranged from nonsense to slightly less nonsense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, does Momo know? Does Momo
I
understand what
love
these
a
are?
disclaimer. I love a disclaimer.
Does Momo understand what these armors are and like kind of how they're classified?
Sylvester was not that clear.
Okay.
It was just saying that there's nothing inside them, and that he did say animated armor, but he didn't really explain like all the details of what that is. It's just armor coming at us, and it's angry.
Is angry armor. All right, let me check distance.
Well,
Oh, that's
to be
more than
fair, Prax said angry.
enough. Okay.
I did say angry. Look, the description includes the term vengeful fallen knights. I figure angry is on point.
That's fair.
Fair point.
Okay. So of the
Mhm.
3 of them that are around Katrek, have they all taken damage at this point?
Yes, they've all taken at least some damage at this point. This one and this one have taken the most damage.
Okay. Okay. All right, then then at probably the one that's closest to Momo. Momo's gonna cast Chromatic Orb at first level. So I'm hurling an orb of energy at the target,
Mm-hmm.
and do they have any clear elemental weaknesses?
No, nothing that's clear.
Okay, cool. We're going with fire. So a fire 3d8.
Cool.
Well, that was very loud.
So
Would
9.
a 21?
So
Wait, is
21
that
a 21 to hit and then 9 damage.
okay?
Uh,
Yes.
With 21 will hit, and they will take 9 damage. Which one? This one?
Yes.
Yeah, that one. You kind of, as you throw the fire across it, you see the flames erupt. You know, kind of like if you had lit lighter fluid on the, like, actually seen lighter fluid lay across the entire armor, and you see it kind of erupt along it, and now you have a flaming armor, kind of like the best Ghost Rider, which is Sam Elliott.
Gotta be specific here.
Yes, I do, because there are those other ones. And while Nicolas Cage isn't bad, there is the other one.
All right, and then let me just do a quick check.
And he is definitely not looking good, but he is still standing, shall we say.
Got it. Okay. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. All right, I guess that'll be my turn. It's like, I tried. Now that entire area is lit up because this thing's on fire. Like, I gave you light.
Yes, actually, I will do that for you. I will say, boop.
Momo's still raving because you had like the big neon green going
Yeah,
on.
it's
Now
still
you've got,
like one
the,
hand was holding.
the orange blue flame of this, like, okay, like
And it wasn't even like it. It was in the most ridiculous way. It's like holding
Wait,
the
wait, wait.
sword and then doing like
this is
A
literally
side
Burning
throw?
Man now. Okay.
I'm sorry, I have to change the music. We are now having a rave in the City of the Dead. This requires specific music. Look, I hung out with enough EDM kids. I know where this goes. But it is now the armor's turn to do whatever that they want to do. And the armor is, well, not happy. Because of reasons. So this guy is going to come back to Sylvester. Because you definitely damaged him and made him unhappy. There we go. Better music for this kind of event.
The most
and,
important.
and he is going to, as part of his multi-attack, his first attack, he is going to attempt to grapple Sylvester.
It's not the kind of hug that I like.
That's fair. But he only gets an 8.
That does not hit.
So he's going to try it again. For a 22.
I had to do math for a second. I was gonna do something, but it's not gonna matter against that. So yeah, no, that definitely hits, and my cutting words will not be able to reduce that to anything.
So, luckily, you only take 2 points of damage. And now you are grappled. Which means your movement is nope, not him. You are grappled. You may attempt a strength check to break the grapple. An athletics strength check to break the grapple on your turn. But in the moment, you are currently grappled, and next turn, he definitely seems to be turning away from the direction he is currently going, so he is going to carry you away. Yeah.
No.
Bonadonna, you have a friend who wishes to see if they can hit you, and they crit.
Damn. That hits?
So
Barely.
that is 10 bludgeoning damage, and the second attack
Ow.
up close and personal is a 16 hit.
Does not hit.
So only the crit just kind of comes down with a whoop, because the tiny gnome is like, and then it moves, and you're like, wait, where'd it go? We have a magical armor trying to play whack-a-mole with an armed knight gnome. I am here for this. Then the one that's next to Momo is going to try and jump and grab her. So, athletics to grab the Momo. But not once, and is going to fall on his ass and be prone.
Yes. Can I do a reaction to that?
Yes, you can always do a reaction.
I would like to. Remind me, are opportunity attacks only with physical weapons?
Do you have Warcaster?
No.
Then yes.
Fine. Then my reaction will be with my short bow.
You can't use a bow.
Oh, it has to be a.
Melee weapon. You can try and hit it.
Can I throw my dagger at it?
You can stab it with your dagger, yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna come down. I just want to like chuck it.
Are you just a cat trying to figure out what you can knock off the pillar, like onto something?
What can I do that does not involve me getting off this pillar? 100%.
Firebolt?
Yeah,
No.
but she just said I
Yeah,
can't
do you
use.
have-
Wait,
do you
does
have
a
any other-
cantrip
do you have any
count?
other reactions?
Does a cantrip counts? If you have Warcaster, you can use a spell for melee attack. For Warcaster, it's why Warcaster is legitimately the best feat to have. If you
No,
are a
my only
spellcaster.
option here is.
You can do it. It's just a disadvantage, isn't it?
Not as a reaction though. She can't do it as a reaction.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh,
gonna
I
say.
see.
It was like.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out. Okay, well then, I just yell at him,
Yeah, as a
just
reaction,
like taunting him.
that's the thing. Is a reaction has to be a melee attack, or if you have Warcaster, you can use a spell as a melee attack spell. If you have any spell can be a melee attack spell if you have Warcaster.
Yeah, I don't think I had that as an option at a level 4 for an arcane trickster. So
Yeah, you just took an ability increase instead of a feat.
yeah, I felt like that was gonna be more helpful. Well, then I just taunt it.
You can taunt
Like
him.
yeah,
You can taunt him. You can taunt him by being a
That's-
cat on a high place, staring down at somebody.
100%. That's exactly what I'm doing. Like like on the tiptoes, walking up and down the pillar, being like, "Yeah, look at you." Not much more than that. It's like the facial and the body gestures more than it is anything else. Very cat-like.
So this guy who has taken damage, but not a whole lot, is going to just kind of stand there while his buddy, who's taken quite a bit of damage, is going to try and hug Kitrick. This is a 14.
That's a hit.
Cool.
Yep, that's
so
a
you
hit.
are now grappled, and he is going to try and carry you away.
Hooray!
But he is
Whee!
his speed is reduced, so he only gets to go 10 feet. And then the other guy is gonna kind of turn and walk towards his buddy who's got Sylvester. Not doing anything because Sylvester is also hugged.
The fun part is
and
I
I
just
think-
went through my entire spell list. Every single one of them requires at least somatic. I have nothing verbal. The moment I'm grappled, I'm magic.
if you are no, you have disadvantage on attacks with spells. You can still because you can
you
still
can
try
do,
and
like, somatic components if you're grappled.
yeah, because you can still, right? Because you can still attempt to break the grapple, and you can still attempt to
Right.
attack at disadvantage whoever you are, like, because a grapple doesn't necessarily impede your hands, right?
Okay. No, it was so
Yeah.
good to know. Yeah, because otherwise I was like, would I be able to zero range right here, let off a burning hands?
Yeah, I don't think there's any.
They pulled you into that range. It's their problem now.
Right? Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, because it'd be the exact same thing as like you're being grappled, you get to stab him with your sword, right? That's your base attack.
Mhm.
But in my case, it's magic, which means I do have to be able to get to my material components and verbal components and somatic components. So
Yeah, and a grappled creature can use this action to make a strength, athletics, or a dexterity acrobatics check against the grapple's escape DC. The condition also ends if the grappler has the incapacitated condition or if the distance between the grappled target and the grappler exceeds the grappled's range. That's not it. Grappled, your speed is 0. You have disadvantage on attacks against any target other than the grappler, and the grappler can drag or carry you when it moves, but it's half speed. Yeah, so I was
so
like,
in theory, yes, I can. I could do this.
yeah, in theory you can do this. It's just a disadvantage on attack on anybody but the person carrying you.
Right.
If
But so my question then, because that's the thing. If what I want to do is you grab me, I'm burning hands right at you, at point blank range. That's not an attack. That's on them to do their dex save. And if you're grappling me, I'd say you probably get a disadvantage in your dex save.
yeah, but we'll find out on your turn.
Right. Yeah. No. I was like, is that possible?
It is in theory possible. Yes, they have grappled
Well
you.
then. Looking forward to the bullshit. Here we go.
Bonadonna, it is your turn.
I'm gonna maneuver myself over here, and I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave, in the direction towards, I can ping in this game, in this direction. So
Yes,
my
so-
cube is gonna be right in front of Sylvester.
Yeah, so it's going to be here and not hit these two guys and not hit Sylvester.
I did not see where you're ping. Yeah, it's gonna be there. The 15-foot square.
Yep.
Almost called. Oh, I guess it's a cube.
It is a cube.
What is this? Is this they have to make a save?
They do have to make a save. They have to make a Constitution saving
A
throw.
con save. Yep. 13. And it's what they want to beat.
Yes. I'm trying to figure out why this isn't rolling.
My life.
Yeah, exactly.
and-
Hold on. It's a con save. Save. Hold on. There we go. 16.
They both save, but they take 7 damage.
Yeah. So this guy who's grappling Sylvester looks rough. His helmet is crushed in on one side. The left pauldron is collapsed, but he's still hugging Sylvester. This guy hadn't had any damage before, so he's still okay. But he looks a little rough.
and I'm gonna maneuver myself right here.
Cool. And you have not taken any
Yeah, we
opportunity
got
attacks because you've just gone around him in a circle.
Yeah, just like doing the like I'm little and you're big, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. You can't catch me.
Mm-hmm. And because you are a
Oh,
small...
and it looks super cool because I still have my shield and my like Warhammer up, and like the like magic goes through me into the shield, and it goes boom outside the shield because I have Warcaster and I'm cool like that.
Nice.
You're like, I did choose this, unlike Momo.
Look, I again, the other advantage that Warcaster has is if it has any somatic components, you aren't at disadvantage for them. You can cast without somatic components, even if your hands are restrained. It is
Very cool.
unfair. Kittrick.
Yes, I don't have that feat. I just have the one that makes fire more fiery. So, so that first roll to try and kind of break / wriggle free, is that considered a save,
No,
or is that like a okay? So it's like an ability check.
it's an ability check, either strength,
Okay.
either strength athletics or dex acrobatics, but either one. Any others.
Then I will go for a Dex Acrobatics roll to try and wriggle free.
Mm-hmm.
So that my acrobatics is +2, level 1 d20 +2.
You need a 14.
That's not, yeah, nope, definitely. So I managed not to wriggle free. And that's basically my action, right?
That
Can't
is an
really- That's
action,
not
yeah.
my bonus action. Am I able to like at least quaff a potion as a bonus action? Is that a thing?
You can always
Or
take
am
your
I-
own, you
or
can
the
always
fact-
take you can always take a potion for yourself as a bonus action.
Cool. Yeah, physically, I'm able to at least do that unless I'm trying to break free. I'm like, oh crap.
Exactly.
So at least I will roll, not the greater healing, not yet, but the regular one, which is
2d4 plus 2.
Yes, 2d4.
Oh, we hit
plus 2.
$700.
Nice.
Yay! Wow.
Yay, 5 HP. I'll take them.
For an anonymous donation. We appreciate anonymous donations here. You know what? I'll be kind because I have a crit and an advantage still on the table. I'll give you guys a crit.
Hooray!
Hi,
I have to
Sylvester.
remember to use it.
Hi, Sylvester. It's your turn.
Hi. So Sylvester is currently grappled by
This guy.
how do I- Okay. And the intent appears to be to carry.
Yep,
them
carry
off.
you away. Kittrick is being carried away.
Um. oh, okay, let's see how will this work. Wait. There we go. Oh, it's throwing too many things at me. I just want to figure something out. Okay. I don't believe Sylvester really wants to be carried away by this armor, and the one near me is the one kind of messed up.
Yes, this one that is carrying you is kind of messed up.
Okay, I think then, yeah, how, this is a weird question. How exactly is he grappling? How is this thing grappling Sylvester? Like, is it?
He is
it going for
literally
fireman's? Is it a scruff of the neck? Is it like a?
No, he came in around and hugged you in a bear hug and went to pick you up and then carry you away.
Interesting.
He was accounting for the tail.
Oh, I mean, I appreciate that. That's nice.
It's important when being kidnapped.
So I'm trying to figure out, okay, if he's... Ooh, I'm not sure how this will work exactly. Okay, yeah, since this person is my main problem, I think Sylvester, like, while being held, will kind of be like, lean back, look up, and be like, "You want to know a secret?" And uses his breath weapon at the animated armor holding, so it is just this massive screaming cone of radiant damage that comes from his mouth.
I love
And,
this so much.
That is a deck save DC 11.
Well, okay. They rolled a 15.
Oh, come on now.
They're
It's
rolling
a
too
straight
well,
roll.
I hate it.
It's a straight roll. Like I can't
No,
even have any.
it-
Yeah.
It's still gonna take damage, right? Like it still takes half damage, right? Right?
Yeah, let's see here. Sorry. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage. So, okay, so let's go. Wait, am I pushing the right thing? There we go.
Well,
Half of one.
about that.
You know, I mean, if you could give me a roundup on that, that'd be fine. But otherwise, yeah. So yeah, it's not very impressive.
No, but you want to know something
from
really
looking
important and
really
really
cool.
funny?
It
He only
one
had one
left.
hit point.
I was gonna say, like, this was the most damaged one, so I assumed that this was going to do it. When you told me which way I was kind of facing, I was gonna see if I could get my cone to get both of these two, but that was not logistically possible. So, that's so yeah. Like the breath weapon to take whatever this is and regain
It's just-
freedom of movement once again. Like,
Yes,
Kinda
you are no
coughed
longer
on
grappled.
it, and it died.
yeah.
It died.
Like just like it wasn't even like a
It was
full
right- it was
blast
right
of
here. I didn't
radiant.
do much. It was right here. Like, yeah,
It's like you started choking on spittle like halfway through, and it didn't really like come all the way out.
I'm just imagining that like when it goes well, it's literally like a blast of light, but when it doesn't, it's
Yeah.
like a little puff of like sparkles. But only
This-
for like they fade very quickly.
Fun fact, don't think about the horking noise that dragons make right before they do their breath weapon, because you don't want it. Just don't think about it.
That's all we got really with this one.
Yeah.
Yep. Just the noise.
It's like you kind of just made a noise and then the armor fell apart. It's we.
It's fair.
Sometimes all you need is a word to bring them to their knees. It's fine.
Yep. Is there anything
It
else you would like
happens
to
with the
do
best
that
of
you are
us.
now that you are no longer grappled, Sylvester?
Momo just yells like Gesundheit from the distance.
Appreciate it.
Like
Appreciate you.
wasn't
Thank
close enough to
you.
see what happened.
Let's see here. There isn't really much else I can do because that was my action.
Can I, in that case, then request a perception check from Sylvester as you are up close and personal with the one you killed?
Oh, that's not good.
Nope. It's shiny. It's
We're not a perceptive group.
a little
Really aren't.
it's really an ostentatious. It's really ostentatious.
So it's
And you have a
it's
plus
just
4
shiny
to that.
and
That's
now-
not bad.
No, I know. Like that is. So it's
That's
just
what happened to
shiny
us-
and not moving now.
Yes,
Oh.
shiny and not moving now.
Tonight.
Okay.
Then it is Momo's turn.
Okay. How sad looking is the one carrying Katrick?
Not as sad as the one that was carrying Sylvester. He looks a little dinged, a little scuffed up. Definitely could use some body work, maybe a buff job.
Yeah, but honestly, more smug than sad.
Okay.
If there was a person in it, we might say he's now approached the level of just enough damage to the armor to be ruggedly handsome in it. But there's no one
I
there.
don't have a lot of options here that aren't gonna also hurt Katrick.
I mean, you can shoot the armor. You can use your bow. I'm just saying that you can't do it as a reaction.
Well, yeah, like I guess I could do that. I was looking more at like my magic.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
Fine, that's what I'll do. Fire my short bow. Like you can just tell that like Momo is not pleased with this option.
You have a
But
fun new sword you could be using.
I can only throw it though. I'm not getting off the pillar, okay? Not until I have to.
See, that's the tactics right there. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Like my original plan was I was gonna be like firing magic down there, but all of mine are not suited to not also injure the rest of the party.
It's very considerate.
know that
I
feeling.
appreciate it.
Alternatively, some of them would just be funny, but I don't know that they help us right now.
I mean, we'll see what happens. What would you like to do?
All right, I'm use my short bow. So for a moment, is gonna like put the Lightbringer short sword kind of in a way where it's still like out, where y'all can see the glowy. Like we're still having our EDM party up here, but we'll bust out the short bow and fire at the armor that is holding Katrick. Will a 12 hit?
No, unfortunately. It's armor. It's plate armor.
I was hoping maybe it wasn't that great of plate armor.
Nope.
You said it's old, like.
It is, but it's still plate armor. So,
Okay, well, Momo's just disappointed. Like, sorry, buddy, I tried.
That's okay.
is there anything else you would like to do on your turn, Momo?
One moment. I'm just taking a quick look. No, I can't. I can't do that because I failed. Alright, well, that's fine. I'll save that for next time. Nope, Momo's got nothing else. It's like, well, that sucked. Short bow back, pulls back out, rave stick.
So, first things first. It's their turn again. This guy continues to move Katrick, but can only move 10 feet at a time. Because he's, you know, whatever. Your friend who fell on his back is going to get up and try again to jump up and pull the cat off of the pillar. We are assuming that we'll see how it goes. For a 12. Does a 12 hit you,
My
Momo?
cat, like, no.
Well, at least this time he jumps up, grabs, like, the top of the pillar, and is now pulling himself up onto it. He isn't
Okay,
fully
now
there.
can I take a melee reaction?
Yes. Last time he fell to the bottom of the pillar.
Yeah.
Now you can take a melee reaction to it.
Great. Then I'm gonna swing at him with Lightbringer, who's in my hand.
Yeah, I'll allow it, because technically he is moving in... Well, I mean, he's moving into your space. He's not moving away from your space. So you wouldn't really get an attack opportunity.
I was thinking more of, like, he's now within my range, so I would immediately, like... I
Okay,
can
a
also
held
claw him.
action? Are we going to call this a held action that you had?
I guess we can. I feel like he took a
Well-
swipe at me and failed. Even if he's climbing up.
Yeah, I know, but technically according to D&D rules, we don't have immediate reaction. This is what... That would be for Witcher. We'll play that next time.
What if I swap it to my cat's claws? I just stomp on his hand.
Technically, he hasn't done anything to draw an opportunity attack.
Fine.
If he
Just
fell,
like,
you
I hate
could.
you.
You can say that. He hasn't up there.
Hate you.
You next round you can try and shove him off. He isn't all the way up. He's just holding there.
Thingies. Just,
Yeah.
I do have shove as an action, so we're just gonna push him back off. It's fine.
This guy who is next to Sylvester is going to take his buddy's advice and try and hug Sylvester again.
that's not good advice.
You're
it
very
six-
huggable.
Is a 16 hit you?
Yes, but I think I'm gonna use Sylvester's reaction of cutting words to expend and roll a d6 to try and reduce that.
Mhm.
That die is
Ooh.
Brings it down to an 11.
so that does not hit, and it's like, not this time, Buster. Nope.
That's fair. I appreciate that. But he has a second attack.
Oh.
Come on.
Damn.
All right, here we go again.
And he's going to move you 10 feet this way.
I am big and wriggling, so good luck.
That's why he can only move 10 feet.
Like,
And this friend is going to attack Bonadonna with a 10. And not gonna
No.
hit. But, is it 19?
That does hit. That does.
Yeah. You only get 5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And that's their turn.
Hmm.
How hurt is Catrix
Not
guy?
that much. He's. I mean, he's battered, but I'm at like 3/4. This is like my 3/4 are still. It's still very small tank.
Did you mean Kittrick or the guy carrying him?
The guy, well, both of them. I'm concerned about Catrix, but I'm also concerned about the armor.
It's a little dented, not as badly as just before Sylvester breath weaponed an armor. It's dented. Like I said, it's in that ruggedly handsome, like the paint is chipped off kind of way. It's like it is. To use a phrase addressing certain types of vehicles, it is not a pavement princess. It's got mud on the tires.
All right. Well, I'm gonna cast magic missile at it.
Yeah, go for it. Always works.
Takes 10 damage.
10 damage just does not like that. Now it's missing like big holes in the armor.
And then I turn around and I growl at mine. And that'll be my turn.
You turn around and growl. Can you roll me a perception check?
I sure can.
Feel the
Absolutely.
confidence oozing through that one.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tall world, and I'm a short person in it.
Yeah,
It's a 6.
you see his knee.
Yeah. Give me arcane rolls. Don't give me perception rolls. I will not
In
do well on
fairness,
those.
In fairness, some of us who have good modifiers on perception are also rolling terribly.
I would like to remind you, you have 2 advantages and a crit still on the table. Or no, 2 crits
That's
and an
absolutely
advantage.
fair.
2 crits and an advantage. Sorry, I misspoke. As part of our donations that are raised to help Fisher House Foundation raise more money and support the good work.
All I'm saying is Momo has a chance to do the funniest thing ever. That's all I'm saying.
Katrick, it's your turn.
Yes. So a magic missile just tore through the armor from behind and like right past his head.
Yes.
Camera zooms in through one of those holes and kind of leaves Katrick's eye through the hole just a second. And mutterings. So you come around these parts often anyway? I guess I can just take a swing. I do have a quarterstaff, and I'm just gonna take a swing at the guy carrying. He's pretty banged up at this point. I kind of like my chances with just hit him with stick. So I'm gonna try that. So that's just roll. I mean, that's not gonna be a great roll. 1d20 plus 10. And plus 10 plus 1. I wish. Oh, no, that's not actually a command. Oh, hey, look at me.
Look,
Crit! There you go!
A crit!
Roll for
Yeah,
it.
I get that staff with the little fire guy, who, by the way, as the night has progressed, has gone from a little hatchling to now a full-size, like, little phoenix at the tip of his staff. Just puts it up, like, right under the helmet and just, like, pops it off. I mean, I don't know how much damage I actually do, but I'm gonna assume it's enough to kill this thing.
Well, let's see. Roll your damage.
Let's find out. Let's find out. It's what's quarterstaff damage? Jesus Christ! Why is my sheet? Okay, strength.
I think it's a
plus
D6.
3. Yeah, D6 plus.
Magic users never look at how much their melee weapons do. Like, let's be real.
No, I was like, wait, I have melee weapons. This is a revelation.
And it's a crit, so you
1d.
double the dice.
Yeah. Yeah. So just roll 2d6 plus my strength bonus is 1. So
8.
there you go.
8 is enough to kill it. As you bonk it on its
Yay.
head, you see the head,
Oh.
the helmet crush inward. But a pause as before we get into the next round, the combat. Hawkeye has thrown down a challenge to add to Pope's challenge. If we get to $750, which we are by 7:30, and it is currently at $700, Hawkeye will make a 4-panel GM screen for one of the 4 players on the stage. Can confirm they are really, really pretty when he makes them.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Absolutely amazing.
So if you get to
Sick.
$750 in the next 15 minutes, I'm just saying that there's a really easy way to do it. You could make things worse for the players. I'm just saying. If you
I feel like that's
Worse
the
than we are
answer.
making it for ourselves.
Yeah, I was gonna say like worse than it already is.
Yeah, I mean you've killed what 2 of them already. Hey, Katrick.
And Momo's not even in her her top form yet.
Yeah. Hey, so if that'll happen if we hit $750 by the end of stream, which is in about 15 minutes. Katrick, can I get a perception check from you as you have killed one of these things now?
Yes, I can, and I'll try. It's also not a good roll for me. None of them are good rolls for me. 20 plus 1 is plus 1. There we go.
But a
Hey,
16 is above what you need. Katrick, there is all that you see on this animated armor as it kind of collapses from its helmet being crushed in, is when you see it right on the shoulder pauldron, on the right shoulder pauldron. There is an inset gem that is glowing.
Interesting.
Kind of like a heartbeat level.
All right. Since that was basically my action, can I kind of just use my bonus action to just grab that gem while I try and put as much distance between myself and any other assorted suits of armor in the vicinity?
Sure.
All right. So let me see what this looks like around here. Okay, I see no evil armors over this direction. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about as far as I can make it, I think.
Yes, and it's arches, so you
Yeah.
can go right through them.
Yeah.
You can grab it and run.
Cool. And that's the end of my action for now.
Cool. Sylvester, it's your turn. You have a new friend who's hugging you.
I hate this for me. Honestly, this is my night. This is not usually how multiple hugs in a night go for Sylvester. Is all I'm saying. Like, not cool. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. I think this is going to be a point blank thunder wave because the way he's walking, I don't think anybody else is in the way.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
This is legit the get off me bro kind of thing. So that actually effectively it'll tell you everything. So let's do this. Con save DC 13.
He nat ones it.
Okay.
Let's go.
That is then 15. Hold on.
15 thunder damage.
Now it's grappled, so I'm guessing this is more like breaking the grapple and pushing it away. So it's also pushed 10 feet away.
Yeah, it's gonna grapple. It's going, and it you do kill it.
So yeah, if any of like the day shift has lingered around the city of the dead, all they've heard from like Sylvester and Bonadonna tonight is like boom, boom, boom. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Look,
It's cool.
no, this is Waterdeep is full on a city of, is that a wizard shooting off pyrotechnics, or is that a wizard shooting off fireball, and do I need to run?
I mean, yeah. That's,
Like,
Are those not the
Literally-
same thing?
like,
Basically?
No,
literally,
because
I
one of
literally
them is
can
just
absolutely
pretty.
Associate with that. Yeah. Okay, and then Momo is still safe and upsies. So, yeah, in that case, then yeah, Sylvester is going to give their last bardic inspiration to Bonadonna, which will give you an additional d6 should you need it.
Thank you.
Cool. Cool. So, fun times. It is Momo's turn. You have a guy trying to climb up.
Yeah. What will do the most damage? That's really the question here. Like, all of my funny things actually don't do any damage. They're just funny. Or they would just be nonsense.
I mean, now is the time for nonsense. Gravity does damage.
I want to try.
You're also fairly healthy, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, no. You know, I don't know if this will work, but we're gonna try it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a plan. Maybe. We're gonna cast Chromatic Orb again,
Okay, where?
but this time with cold
Okay.
directly at the dude right below me.
Okay, cool.
Will 13 hit?
No, a 13 will not.
No. Well, never mind. My plan. I gotta stop trying to do like useful things, and I should just be doing stupid things because none of my useful things are helping.
I would like to remind you that we are in the last 10 minutes of the game and you still
Oh,
have
yeah,
2
can I
crits
use
and
the
an
one of-
advantage on the table.
Can I use the crit then? I want to use the crit here.
Well, it's up
Use
to the
the
rest of your
crit.
party.
yeah,
We have
Do it.
2, so
Yeah,
Do
go
it.
for it.
we crit in this guy with our colds.
fuck him up.
Can I click it and it will do the thing?
Yeah, no, it's already done the 14. We can just double that to 28.
Okay.
So 28
28.
cold damage.
Does it freeze him?
I want to see. He
Does he get
falls
brittle?
off again. He slips and he falls.
Okay, but is he brittle now because I used cold?
Yes, I would say he is brittle now.
Will he?
Shatter when
Take
he hits the
da-
ground?
Yes, that's what I wanted.
Yes, he's going to shatter when he hits the ground. That's why I was rolling a D100. He loses control of his hand for the cold, and now he's cold, and he just kind of and falls backwards. And it is that scene in Batman and Robin where he just pushes over the guy who's been frozen and shatters on the ballroom floor.
Excellent.
That's what you get.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to do anything with your bonus action, or
I don't think I can.
okay?
Oh,
So-
actually, hold on. If I click this. What would happen if I'm a tabaxi
Uh-huh.
and I'm on the top of a pillar and I use
Mhm.
dash?
Where are you going?
Let me look at the map.
Yeah,
Wherever
let's
she wants.
where,
Are you coming off the pillar?
This is the wildest zoomies
Just
I've ever heard
dashing
of. Like,
back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Can I use the like explosive force of the dash with my legs to make a jump to the next pillar over?
Yes.
100% we're doing that.
You can always do
Oh,
that.
funny.
Dash is part of your movement, or jump is part of your movement. And
Yeah, but I wanted to make sure I could make it.
yeah, you know you can make it. Cool.
That's
So you're on
really
the
funny.
no, you're on the other pillar. I'm here for it. All right. It is now the armor's turn. This armor turns to Bonadonna. Smash. 20 hit you.
That does hit me. Yes, it does.
5 bludgeoning damage. It is a 15 hit you.
That does
That's
not hit
good.
me.
This armor moves here. Next to the statue.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Next to the monument.
I have concerns.
Oh, I
Like,
forgot there was another
I
one.
I all of a sudden have concerns about the monument, but we'll
Right,
get to that
right.
later.
Yeah, yeah. Concerns are building, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Bonadonna.
Like that. I would like to use Shocking Grasp on this guy, and because he is made of metal, do I get advantage on that? As part of the actual spell that gives me advantage when I attack something wearing armor made of metal?
Yes, because it is an armor.
Okay. Let us see.
A 16
That's-
will not hit.
Yeah, that's the same. Let's see. I'm far away from my friends. And this guy will
hold on.
just be on me.
Hold on. This is where I appropriately tell you that your kindness has been appreciated, and Mandy has brought us to $750. Thank you, Mandy.
Let's go.
And
Hell yeah.
they're gonna roll those over to the next game. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Right.
like if we
Yeah.
don't get to use them, I threw in
Yeah.
like a couple crits and advantages because we've been rolling pretty terribly tonight.
Yes, you can use the crits and advantages. We can actually just have you have 4 crits and advantages, 4 crits, and you'd be good. Anything you don't use will go over. But anything else you want to do, Bonadonna? By the way, there are now 4 crits on the table.
Can I retroactively use my Bardic Inspiration to try and see if I can hit the
Yeah, you can always use the Bardic
target
Inspiration.
number?
I forgot you
I,
had that.
I did too until I scrolled just a little bit more down on my sheet where I wrote Bardic Inspiration.
Wait for the chance to remind it.
A 19 will hit, though.
I can never remember what plate armor is. Let's go. Oh, I already scrolled off. It is a D8, I think. Yeah, it's a D8.
Yeah. It's a
I know I'm
D8.
wearing my glasses, but it's hard to see.
Mood.
The mood.
That is 3 damage to this guy.
Plus your strength.
Plus my strength.
Yeah. It's a melee weapon, right? Melee weapon attack?
Oh. Oh. I mean, you know better than I do. I have no idea.
You
Um,
roll a melee weapon attack is proficiency plus ability score. The damage is whatever the die is plus your ability.
Then it'll be 5. For +2.
5 damage. You've taken off one of the bracers that he has on his left arm.
Let's go. And that'll be my turn, yeah, because I'm far away from everyone. That's good.
Kitrick, sorry.
Cool. Yep, no worries, no worries. Both pronunciations are accepted. So Katrick, so we just saw this little dude just kind of go up to the big dude. It was not really a hidden action or anything.
No,
I
he was
in
straight up
character
walked over.
have concerns. Yeah, in
He
character,
walked
I have-
over. It was not subtle.
Yep, no, exactly.
It's
In
also not
character, I have
quiet.
certain concerns about what's happening there, and the fact that we did seem to be being brought towards the big thing. And while as a player, I sort of despair with the fact that I may have just missed out on being part of some kind of weird Eldritch Voltron As a character, not so keen on that possibility. I'm going to continue moving the fuck away from that thing, like here near the edge of the map, but still keeping it within. Let me see. What am I still within? Like a 60-foot range there? I think so. Yeah, 60 feet is a lot. So yeah, it's still within. No, that's not me. Actually, yeah. How do I? One day I'll learn how to actually use this platform. I have no idea how to do the measuring trick.
It's
there
it's
we go,
the
I found a button.
yeah,
Found
it's
the button.
it's the measuring.
Yeah. So just to make sure. Oh yeah. I'm just there
Nice.
at the top of the range. And from there,
Mm-hmm.
I tried. I really did try at the beginning to head off, and kind of meet these armors give them the benefit of the doubt as much as possible, showed my ID and everything, and that did not go well for me. So this time, rather than just kind of wait and see if maybe we can have a conversation with the giant statue, I'm going to just unleash on it because I'm unhappy about everything that's happened so far. So I'm going to cast Scorching Ray, and I'm going to spend a sorcery point to make that an empowered spell, so I can be sure to do lots of damage on that.
Is Scorching Ray an attack roll or a dex
It
save?
is an attack roll. It is an attack roll.
I would like to
but
remind you,
it
you
is-
now have 4 more crits on the table.
Yes, it is 3 attack rolls. Is in fact the thing. So let's. I mean, I could use the 4. Okay. Party, huddle. I'm about to make 3 attack rolls. Each attack roll would do a maximum of 2d6 fire damage, and I have empowered that. So either of those 6s is a 1. I get to basically re-roll them, or anything. I can just re-roll them once if I choose, right? So I can make sure this is big damage. So that's 3 of them. If I use up 3 crits, right, that's double damage on each of them.
Do
Are
it.
we with it? Am I allowed to take 3 crits from the communal pool?
I think the motion
Absolutely.
has been proposed and is seconded.
Yep.
Any in favor?
I third it.
I
Yeah.
Excellent.
Carries.
All right, cash in 3 crits and three crits. So let me roll that damage.
So I have a very important question here, Katrick.
Mhm.
You're holding the gemstone, right?
Yes, I am.
Cool. Take those d6 and turn them into d10s.
Hell yeah. All right, so 2d10. It's all in the same target, and they all hit, and they're all crits. So I'm just going to roll 6 d10s, and then we'll. No, this is critical. So 12 d10s, because I'm doubling the dice.
Yes.
Cool.
So it's
Cool.
2d10 for each strike. If they were regular, it'd just be 6, but they're doubling it, double the dice, 12d10.
Let's make, and this is empowered, which means any number of these that I choose to re-roll, I can re-roll once. I take the final result, but so let's
Do
see.
it.
Okay, so that's 75 points of damage. Just because I'm gonna re-roll that 1, that 3, and that 2 just to see what happens, right? So roll 3d10. Oh, so 3d10. Well, okay, that 1's still there. It really
What's that?
wants to be that 1, and
1
I'll
and that
give it
3
to you.
is
I
gone.
accept
So
you as
it's now
you are.
85. It's 85 damage.
So that's 85 points of damage to the big guy.
So as you do this, you realize that this is the core statue of the Warriors Monument, and it will shatter. Flames erupt from the entire thing. Pieces of the, again, walking that fine line between ostentatious and tacky, but now as they're getting closer to you, really tacky portions of this monument are falling off of the top of this monument. The armor that's in front of Bonadonna, collapses in on itself. The rest of this is flaming pieces of armor. There's giant hole where this statue was. It is gonzo. You have made a big ol' mess.
Momo casts Shape Water, just like drops it on there to try and put the fire out.
Rude. I just made that.
Wow.
Well, it's kind of like the flaming parts are coming towards us. So.
Oh.
I cast like a magic missile to make sure that like certain things don't hit us
Yeah, exactly.
as they come down.
The debris field, you're just plinging magic missile to, yeah. Nothing will hit
Yeah.
you. You all survived.
Yeah, at the end of that, Katrina is just like,
Surprisingly.
Hey, quick question: where is Waterdeep in relation to Sword Coast?
It's on the coast.
Like, we're inside of it.
It's on the coast.
There's a
Waterdeep.
lot of
So
coast.
it's Neverwinter, Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate. Right? Is the order? If you're going north to south. Hold on. As I say that,
Is.
I am
Waterdeep.
unsure.
I am 99% sure that is the order. Anyways, the 3 cities are
Okay.
that there is an order for those 3 cities, and Neverwinter is the northernmost. And the question is if Waterdeep and then Baldur's Gate, or Baldur's Gate and then Waterdeep is the one I never remember.
I'm gonna,
Ha!
as,
I think it's
Luxa, Neverwinter, Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate. I was right.
Yeah.
So they are the
as,
coastal cities. And the
as we,
City of the Dead
like,
overlooks the southwest coastal portion of the city of Waterdeep.
as we're backing away from this crumbling statue making absolute racket after we made a racket, I'm looking at the party and I'm like, I hear Neverwinter's pretty good this time of year. You guys interested in traveling now? Leaving this about now?
big fan of Neverwinter.
I don't
Because there's,
think
like,
our
this-
stipend is gonna cover this.
I mean,
It's just
technically this is a solution. I mean, we've sort of discovered why there's armor pieces all over the place.
They also did not give us a list of what not to do. There was no, like, the monument needs to stay intact.
Desecrating historical and culturally significant monuments. Not doing that was definitely not on the list of things. So
it's gonna
if
take
they
a
wanted
few
us
magicians.
not to do that. They should have specified. We're in water deep. I think they. Could
I'm
go.
just, you know what? If you guys want to stay, go ahead. You know, it's a nice city. I could show you. I could tell you a nice place to stay. But and then I look at Kitrick. I'm like, Neverwinter, pretty good, huh?
Definitely. I hear it's very far away from Baldur's Gate.
It's a weird thing to say, but yeah,
That's
you know
very
what? I'm willing to look at it.
Huh.
I'm willing to look past it. Well, it was nice meeting you two. You know, I was never here, and I'll see you guys. Good luck. And I turn to hightail it out of the wide open gates.
Momo's still up on the pillars, like, I'll write you.
Get that sword identified, or your rave stick identified.
I'll let you know when I find out what it is.
I know a nice guy on Fifth.
So, Kitrick and Bonadonna are hightailing it out of town quickly and at speed. Sylvester, Momo is staying. Sylvester, what are you doing?
Sylvester's confident that they can talk their way out of most situations. They're gonna stay. Also because this is all kind of hilarious. And again, technically, it is not our fault because we were directed here.
So, just because of
The
time,
statue started it.
just because of time, we flash back to the poor orc cleric who is very obviously overworked, and honestly, darling, it's not like I do this for fun. As she sits there, perfectly styled hair, perfectly styled nails, and yet again is writing out a requisition form and expense report. And we see her turn it towards Sylvester. Is there anything else that you think we need to cover as part of the expenses? Statue, grass, various park benches, the water feature, couple of
The
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 buildings
buildings
trees.
aren't on fire. They just have debris.
Yeah, definitely gonna need like a cleanup crew. Yeah, like whatever enchantments were on that water, I imagine probably we didn't like the water is still flowing weirdly. It's just all of the places it was supposed to go, it's not. So it's probably just like bubbling over. I am certain that this city's municipal construction and magical care are more than up to the task, and the one thing he is absolutely avoiding is having any idea if they have actually fixed the problem versus addressing the problem. So he's avoided all mention of whether it's actually handled. It's just, well, we did a big thing, so obviously, job done.
All right then. Well then. Tick, 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 tick. That seems to be on order. We'll send that off to a couple wizards. They can deal with the problem. Officially, the City of the Dead is not the responsibility of any of the clerics. The Black staff made that decision very clear.
Momo hands a just completed calligraphy brush. It's like, this might help with your quill instead. Like, I don't know. Here you go. Let
Why
me know
not?
if you want ink. Is the sword still glowing?
No. Well, kind of in the sense that it's like a small. You can choose to turn it on or off. And if
Oh,
it's
insta on. But now we're doing like one of the other obnoxious like neon rave colors.
yeah,
Now it's like bright pink.
here for it. It's technically a Sword of Lathander, so technically you can have it be a torch anytime you want. It just against undead gives an additional damage. And that is why the question of whether these were undead is a question I have for writers of D&D. Right? Like, I need to talk to people who, decided to say that by lore these are armor suits that have been stuffed full of undead spirits that are animating them, but they're a
Spirit
construct.
really feels undead. Yeah, but they are technically a construct. Oh.
And it's like, but that bothers me. But we see her turn. It's like, all right then. Well, pleasure. And she just kind of like waves at you. We're gonna look back as Ketrick and Bonadonna make their way out of the city, north towards Neverwinter, which at the moment is currently not the worst of the cities on the Sword Coast. That is default Baldur's Gate, because again, Baldur's Gate is why Faerun can't have nice things. Literally. And we pull back even further to kind of like this esoteric, celestial, and we kind of see a figure leaning over, swiping through what looks like a pool of water, and just kind of swirls their fingers and the image changes as they were watching Ketrick and Bonadonna leave Waterdeep, and instead focus in on something else. And you see a field, some trees in the distance, a castle, and the castle is waving a flag and a standard. A large pennant of a large purple dragon. And the figure smirks and reaches down to kind of like run their finger around the rim of the bowl that they're looking in and go, "Ah, that's where they hid it. Well, I feel like I'm going to have some fun in Cormyr." But that's the end for tonight. As we get ready for our last and final group that's going to be coming in at 8 o'clock tonight. Thank you everyone who donated. Yes, oh wait, we need to roll a d20 roll from each of the cast. We need a d20 roll, straight d20 roll, because whoever gets the high roll, Hawkeye is going to message you about getting your own GM screen. It is actually really nice and handmade. This is the one he made me for my Witcher Roads Home game. complete with the character art for the characters. It is.
Not me.
Hey.
Let's go.
So, Brian,
Oh,
you did win.
oh shit.
Very nice. Working along.
Congrats.
Very in line with today. A 13 is a high roll for us.
Yep.
13's a high,
Yep.
yeah,
This
that's
tracks.
amazing. Oh my god.
This tracks. 2 2s, an 8, and a 13. That is our party in a nutshell.
Yep.
That,
Yep.
yeah, that tracks.
So we're gonna let everybody we're gonna let my fine players tell you where you can find them and share some joy. The fabulous. Why don't we start with the winner of tonight's fun times? Thank you, Brian, for being here. Thank you for bringing the joy and pleasure that you always embody whenever I see you on a stream. And I thank you so much for being here and saying yes.
I feel like we're all winners because we all got away with it. Some of us literally got away, but we all got away with it. That's what matters. I am Brian, aka Urban Bohemian. I do stuff like this on the internet because it's a lot of fun and it's for great causes. I also stream on my own channel, twitch.tv/urbanbohemian. I'll be streaming tomorrow, starting at 3:30 p.m. Eastern for the afternoon, and I don't really know what else. Like, oh yeah, I'll be at PAX Unplugged, but a lot of us will be. And even though it's not done yet, Prax just a fucking trooper for like you've been going yesterday and today, and this is a lot of fun. So thank you for having me, and it's been a joy to play with all of you.
Thank you again for agreeing to do this. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for all the fun. And hey, Dan, thank you for agreeing to do 2 of these with me. I really, really do
Hey,
appreciate that.
This is 2 nights in a row now that you've made, given murdering me the old college try with various degrees of success. And honestly, sure, anytime you want. This is fun. This is an absolute delight. Playing with everybody at this table was hilarious. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much, everybody, for taking part of this. And most of all, thank you so much for the people that have donated, because not only did you donate to a great cause, but perhaps most importantly of all, you allowed me to freaking Kamehameha that giant statue there at the end. And really, it shows the spirit of community coming together that would not have been possible without this community. Thank you so much.
Thank you again as well. Thank you, Mandy, for all of your fun and shenaniganry. And I was here for all of Momo the cat. All
I
the
mean,
Momo
like,
the
what's
cat
the most-
antics.
We just have to lean into it. Hi everybody, I'm Mandy. I go by Lady34 on the internet. I also stream usually in the evenings on Monday and Thursday, but not tonight for obvious reasons. I will also be at PAX Unplugged, and I will be with, including Brian, including Urban, hosting a panel that is only 34% my fault called "Is it ethical to keep your friend as a pet if they turn to a werewolf?" and other queries. For anybody who's been in my streams, you know how this is gonna go.
Okay,
It's gonna
wait.
be great.
The important, there's a predication on that. Are they permanently stuck in lupine, a full lupine form, or the half man, half wolf form?
That is
Because
an
if they're
excellent
not,
question. And trust me, I definitely have points that I would like to address with the question as it stands. Yes.
I have a list. I'm going. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be there, but I figure Kelly will give me a report.
It's gonna be ridiculous is really the answer, and this is about in line with what most of those questions can be anticipated. We didn't die, well done us. I also didn't catch any of the rest of the team on fire, so that is also a win by me. So we're doing great, but thanks everybody. We really appreciate you hanging out and donating and joining in our silliness.
Indeed. And last but not least, hey PB, thanks for coming back and always being willing to show up and do fun things.
Absolutely. I'm always down to do some shenaniganry over here on the Praxagora Thesmophoria channel. And hi, I'm Phoebe from @PhoebePlaysInside, where you can find me on Twitch and Blue Sky exclusively now. And on Twitch, I stream every weekday, except, today. And also my Tuesdays for the next like month and a half, because you can find me over on twitch.tv/otherdoc for some Nine Fox Gambit, which is a wild adventure of a space opera kind of terrible people kind of TTRPG. It's been a lot of fun. Player annihilated themselves in the last episode with a neutrino wipe in order to win the fight. And you know what? More power to them. And their new character is made solely to antagonize me. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And I still am doing my solo TTRPG later this month. We're going to be doing Void 1680, which would be a ton of fun. And then in December, I might be cooking something up, writing something like a Gremlin Christmas type-esque game for December's TTRPG. So that should be a ton of fun. And that is me. Thank you guys so much for donating and just being absolutely fabulous here in Prax for doing this because oh my gosh, cannot imagine. And you know what? One more game. Let's go.
Yep. Let's go. And again, thank you everyone who's donated. Thank you everyone who's played. Thank you for sharing the link out. I appreciate each and every one of you. We're going to say goodbye so I can get the next crew in here in about 15 minutes, and then we're going to be back for the last session. I would like to fully point out, I am telling everybody in advance, anything that might happen to the players of the next session is not my fault, solely.
At least like
There was a
5%
disclaimer
is my
against
fault.
Solely.
A solid chunk is my fault.
Wow.
Now, no, to be
Not
fair,
on
Dan,
purpose, but yes.
now
my
to be
fault.
fair, it wasn't actually your fault. You were actually the least faulted person of that game.
No. I had a moment in which I saw that one guy being sneaky behind the table, and I could have chosen to maybe concentrate fire on that one guy, and I made an cautious choice. Like, no, let me take out these guys first. I can't say I'm without responsibility in what happened to Vecna arriving. And you know, I'm taking that fully in character. That's why Katrick is convinced Vecna is directly on his personal trail. Because yeah, in his head, yeah, no, this is on him. This is on him.
Indeed. But thank you
Is
all.
he right?
No, but it's okay. Look, to be fair, that's also not the worst thing that's been released so far on this plane of existence. Thank you to other people in existence. But we'll be back shortly. We are currently at $750 of our $1,000 goal. We only need to raise $250 more, and we will be really there. We are great. And I feel like I should also share the stream team total for our current stream team, for all of the current streamers for this Veterans Day Battle of the Branches. The team goal is $5,000, and we are at $3,918 of that goal. So we're doing a lot of really good. Thank you all for all of your help. I'll be back in a little bit, and these folks get to go home and do what they want. See you in a little while, everybody.
Bye.